BECU. You've heard the name, seen the letters. But what does BECU stand for? Simply put, not-for-profit BECU stands for people. For charting your own path. For choosing what's right for members instead of what's profitable for someone else. Because they are the reason our credit union exists. So we do everything in our power to help them reach their financial goals. BECU. Power in people. All Pacific Northwest residents are eligible to join. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Over the years, we have read a lot of articles about how people just really are annoyed by everybody at work. Oh, good. Yeah. So you would think then, the good thing, if you can say a good thing about the quarantining and staying at home, is that, you don't have to go to work and see those people anymore and still do your job.
Better commute. Don't have somebody hovering over you while you're trying to wash your dishes.
Yeah. Specific? Rather very specific.
No, it's just a vague... generic thing that happens in an office.
Yeah. It's never happened to you.
No.
Personally. Except for your wife. Am I right, boys?
Hey.
Oh, okay.
That was the least enthusiastic A of all time.
Yeah.
Friday.
Okay. So then why would a company decide this is what we need? It's a new website. It's called soundofcolleagues.com.
Okay. What? I'm sold, but I'm not paying for it.
Yeah, it's a website that is helping people who work from home but miss the office by providing the everyday sounds of the office.
Oh.
So I don't know if this is a money-making venture, but if you go to the site, you have it's like a little mixing area where you can adjust the sound of how loud the coffee machine is. Ooh. You can mix some people in there, maybe throw a telephone.
Or the office dog, I see is on there.
What? Is there really an office dog?
Yeah.
Right this is a stupid website. He's already out now.
You were in up until then.
Yeah, because, there should be no office dog.
Well, then put it down to 0, BJ. You don't need to have it. You're in control.
You know what? Anybody would think that we even need an office dog.
Yes.
Slider for this is obviously, a terrorist is all
this is a white noise machine, and you can make it specifically for yourself, and some people like having an office dog.
But usually the person that would like an office dog already has a dog, and if you're working from home, then you don't need that sound.
Oh, dude, that would complicate matters.
Right?
True, actually.
Lulu would be pissed.
That would be amazing.
Who's this other dog that you have here now? And why can't I see it? Yeah.
Why can't I see it?
Listen, Lulu, you're going to have to understand, just like there are office spouses, there are office dogs. Okay? All right, so we've got we have a little sound of what this basically soundofcolleagues.com website will provide you as you're missing the audio ambience of your workplace.
Oh, hard pass. This is too much sound.
There's a lot going on.
Where do these people work, and why won't they close their windows?
Where's the office dog?
Woof, woof.
All right.
Also, where's the fader for Rev cursing loudly in the other room?
Yeah, you need that.
We need to set that one up. That's my workspace.
I was going to say for our office sounds would be a lot different because you're absolutely right. We would have Rev screaming and yelling in a soundproof room that's not soundproof.
Exactly.
We'd have the sweet sounds of Danny walking around with the Ghost of Christmas Past with his wallet chain.
You need the chains,
Right. Me, it would be either actual farts or me doing sound effects of farts.
Yes, exactly.
A little of both.
Yep. BJ, I think singing inappropriate songs about Vicky.
That's important.
Yeah, usually me.
Yeah.
What would we have for Vicky, though? She's kind of quiet. Like she always sneaks up on me like a mouse when I'm in the other room.
That's what it is. You have a sound of mice just running around.
I think maybe rummaging through her purse.
There you
Yeah,
go.
or
Like the
just-
rummaging stuff
Good
noise.
answer.
Yeah, good answer.
Thank you.
I was going to say slurping on my tumbler just...
Oh, Tumblr, yes.
Yes,
The sound,
my coffee.
the sound of her clicking a keyboard or the mouse when she's not paying attention to the show, which is the entire.
That's true.
But I've learned to quiet my fingers. It sounds weird.
Pardon me.
I type very differently when I'm working.
That sounds of somebody doing something inappropriate.com. That's a whole different website.
I'm one of those weird people that I love the clicky clacky of old keyboards. It's very comforting to me. But I know, where I work, it's not a great idea to just go clicky clacky all day.
Then you needed an office with our old boss, Hair Club, because he was I'm a hunt and pecker on that keyboard, but he's like an aggressive hunt and pecker.
Yeah.
It's like bam, bam, bam. Well, I'm like, dude, who are you aggressively emailing? He goes, no, and I'm just sending a message to the coworker.
He still thinks it's a typewriter.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Dude, I don't know.
You hit it on the head, Rev.
I don't know how Hair Club doesn't have black and blues on his fingertips. They must be calloused.
That's how we were raised back in the old days, Steve. Those typewriters, you need to be aggressive. If you were trying to be light on your typewriter, you'd never get nothing done.
What about Joe?
Oh, Joe?
I think just in the background, you just hear someone go, "Hey guys!"
I was going to be like,
While the coffee machine is going.
He's like the comforting. Hey, welcomes everybody. Just wants to say what's up.
Yeah.
How's your day going?
He has been that way since he was a little kid. Every time you see him, he would greet you from the age that he can speak. Hey guys, that's been his catchphrase since he was 2.
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a very good, and of course Sarah.
Sarah.
what's the sound of twerking?
What's the sound of twerking?
What's the sound?
No.
Is that a new Disturbed song, Rev? It's the sound of twerking.
I'm not
I
going to
didn't
say
think
it.
by 6:05 I was about to say the term butt clapping, but now all of a sudden here we are.
Okay, you know what? Where's the fader for this entire crew on this show? Can we just fade that out now? I'd rather have the dog barking in the office at this point than butt clapping Jimmy over here.
Butt clapping Jimmy. Well, it's actually butt clapping Sarah, but
Yeah. Who's Jimmy?
Yeah. Oh,
You think
thanks.
he doesn't work here?
Yeah. Okay, Jangle Boy, you can be faded out too. I'm done with all of you.
So please make a KSW office noise slider page at KSW.com.
That'd be hilarious.
It's not a bad idea. It's not one of our best ideas, but it's not a bad idea.
It is an idea.
So he's not charging for this. It's just a free site, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Does he run ads? Why
It
did
links
this
to
person do this?
Spotify, so I don't know if there's like a Spotify thing.
Okay. I guess somebody wants this.
It's like an ad agency, so maybe you dig it so much that all of a sudden you reach out to them to be like to work for you.
I would not reach out to this guy. Go, this is what you spend your time with. Why don't you just go to the office, idiot? I'm not hiring
They're
you.
an audio branding industry agency in Sweden. Maybe they could do that little the office sounds for KSW.com. I'm sure Ryan will sign off on that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, what the heck? He's signed off on dumber ideas that we've come up with. Let's be honest.
And then we'll hear Sergeant Hair Club aggressively hunting and pecking to Ryan going, "Why are you ruining what I once created?"
Yeah, what are you doing? I thought I set it up for you, an easy win for you, and look what you've done. Hey,
Butt clapping.
You knew, you just knew this had to happen someday. A woman gave birth on July 11th, which, by the way, is 7-Eleven. And yes, she gave birth on 7-Eleven in a 7-Eleven parking lot. Nice. The world now is complete. Steve is going to tell you all about this. He's got the Migs report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hey, man, you want to be informed? This is your boy.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks a lot, Tigers, for giving us the Migs Report. And today, it's the day to show some love for our friends up north. It's National Respect Canada Day.
Oh, wow. I didn't know we were disrespecting him so much we have to have a day to respect him.
Well, damn, South Park with that Blame Canada song.
Oh, that's what's did it.
Making all those characters look silly with the two parts to their head.
Yeah.
Very catchy song.
Blame Canada.
Blame Terrence and Phillip, really.
But no, I have nothing, of course, nothing but love for Canada.
Sure. I got no beef with Canada. You know,
they got Timbits. They gave us hockey.
Yeah, what else do we need?
Brett the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
You can't ask for much more.
William Shatner.
That too.
Yeah.
Hootie?
Poutine.
Oh, poutine.
Oh, it's like Hootie isn't there from like the Carolinas or something.
Yeah, it's like Hootie and the Blowfish. No, they're American.
Well, you know what? That's what he should do. Hootie should come out with his own form of, gravy fries and call them Hootine.
Hootine. Wow.
I'd buy him once.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. You got Shaq's Chicken and Hootine. Let's put it all in Climate Pledge. Let's do it.
Here's, especially based on this conversation right now, I think we definitely represent this very well. It's National Be a Dork Day.
Yeah,
that's me, buddy.
And it's Gummy Worm Day. Might I recommend getting those Trolli sour gummy worms? Forget about it. They are the goats.
Boy, if that was the only sweets on the planet, I would not have any sugar problems.
What, actual just straight up gummy worms or sour?
Any kind of gummy, anything. I would any fruit stuff, any gummy stuff. I stay away from those. And man, I would not have to take special pills if those were the only candies on the earth.
Yeah, gummy worms I don't really mess with, but when you make them sour and you make that berry flavored, oh my gosh, dude, I could crush a whole bag and not.
Yeah,
I feel very guilty about it afterwards, but I'll do it while knowing full well that this is not a good idea, and I'll just keep eating them because they're so delicious.
Also, if you want to upgrade your game, go with the Haribo.
Yeah, Haribo. I don't know.
The Twin Snakes.
Are they sour?
So one is sour, one is sweet. We eat them together, and they are fantastic.
Because Haribo is like that's where it's at with the gummy worms and gummy bears.
Yeah, and they have the Twin Snakes. I had never tried them before. My girlfriend bought a bag, and they are the best things I've ever had.
Sold.
Somebody sent me one of those hentai films with with the same name, and I just can't.
Wow, Twin Snakes.
Somebody sent you it.
Yeah,
right. That's right, Vicky. As far as you know, it was sent to me.
You emailed yourself.
Yes. Against my will, I say.
Let's talk about, this is just a crazy story, but I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't heard about it before this. Maybe it has happened, but a lady in West Virginia, and her name is Allie Sayers. She just gave birth on July 11th at a 7-Eleven. So she had a 7-Eleven baby at 7-Eleven.
There's got to be Slurpees for life for this kid, right?
Well, that's the crazy part. She named her kid Slurpee Sayers, and no, I don't.
That would be the greatest name ever.
No, it wouldn't.
No, that'd be such a bad name. That'd be the worst.
That would be the worst 4 years in high school ever for poor Slurpee Sayers.
That would be,
She was supposed to have a C-section on Wednesday, but the baby wouldn't wait, so her and her fiance were like, well, we got to get to the hospital at 3 a.m. on July 11th. Didn't make it to the hospital, so they had to pull over to a 7-Eleven parking lot, and that's where she gave birth. Her and her fiance delivered the kid right there. They had their other 2 children with them as well. Unfortunately, everything's fine, and their son, not named Slurpee, Waylon, clocked in at 6 pounds, 7 ounces. How great would it have been if it was 7 pounds, 11 ounces?
Oh, that would be amazing.
They should have just lied.
Yeah, they should have.
Put like a little weight on its toe or something like that just to kind of get it up there.
And even though C-sections are common, she really got a good break on that because, you have to recover from that. Whereas a normal, I should say a non-C-section birth, So, it's good for her.
It's crazy how that is because I remember even with Tatum, we were late with when we were going to have our child. I think it was a week later than expected. And so we were going to go in on a Friday to have Tatum induced, or my wife induced to have her. And it was Thursday night that my wife went into labor. Great, that took 18 hours, and so she still ended up having her on Friday the 13th. But
Tatum knew what was up.
Yes, Slurpee Sayers, I think would have been the greatest name.
Slurpee Sayers, no relation to Soupy Sales.
I feel like maybe that's the nickname though, Little Slurpee.
Little Slurpee, yeah.
Slurp.
Little Slurp.
Yeah, that's
like
you know what? That's
your
studio name. Yeah.
But how about this? So you're like, they should get something free for this. 7-Eleven giving Allie and her fiance free coffee for the next 7 years.
They're gonna need
it.
With 3 kids, you're right, Rev.
I honestly didn't expect anything. That's a pretty good deal.
Yes, I agree.
Good for you, 7-Eleven.
7 years, you get free coffee.
I see what they did.
Yep.
They did 7 years and only 11 months out of each year. Is that how that way you can do 7? So that's how they should have done it. Or for 7 years for 11 months out of each year, we'll give you a coffee.
Or only 11 cups a week.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, because I'd be taking advantage of that all the time. Like, hey, it's the Slurpee family. We're here. We want to.
It's the Slurpee family.
We're the Slurpee family.
It's the Slurpee Sayers. Come on.
Hey, let's talk a little Tom Brady. As you know, he's still playing football. He's the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And he was recently doing an interview, and I just love his answer. It's going to make you just roll your eyes.
Okay.
Because somebody said, hey, you're a dad. You're a parent. What's one of the toughest challenges that you and your wife, Giselle, have to face is being parents for your kids? And here's what Tom had to say.
We have people that clean for us. We have people that make our food. We have people that drive us to the airport if we need that. We get off a plane and there's people waiting there for us and we get ushered in. And it's just, that's my kid's reality, which is the hard part to say, guys, this is not the way reality really is.
Jesus. I mean, what a roundabout way to say I'm rich as all hell.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for him and his kids. Those poor children, they're going to have to, just tough it out.
I appreciate his answer, though, because I think that is.
Well, yes, you have $12 million net worth. I understand that. Why?
No, not anymore. Check my net worth.
18 million.
Am I back to 18?
Yeah.
I
really?
went from like 100,000 to 18. Wow, what am I doing? This economy is just tough on me, man. I can't figure it out.
Oh, you're doing pretty good right now. Whatever you're doing, don't stop.
Must be inflation. I didn't know inflation would be so good for my net worth.
Yeah, I think your Bitcoin's up.
I just saw Tom Brady. Oh, my poor children. They don't understand what real world and real reality is because they're surrounded by people doing stuff for us all the time.
Well, that too.
Sad Brady's.
Didn't Bill and Melinda Gates try to do something where they really didn't want their kids to be like they want them to be as normal as possible, so don't give them a lot of stuff?
Yeah, and I think they're not going to leave them any money. They're going to give it to the whales or something like that when they both die or something.
Okay, I'd be pissed about that. I feel like
something random like that.
You got to give me something. Come on. I mean, otherwise, because I'd be mad at them because what if those kids don't do anything and they end up having to use taxpayer money to survive? I'd be so mad at the Gateses. It's like you can't. Don't make me pay for your kids, though. Give them something.
We need to do a GoFundMe or something, or just have a prayer group for the Brady family because I just feel so bad for those kids.
I mean, it is tough. Those kids don't know reality, Steve.
Can we hear that again, just to kind of hear all the things that they have other people do for them? Because I think it's pretty interesting.
We have people that clean for us. We have people that make our food. We have people that drive us to the airport if we need that. We get off a plane and there's people waiting there for us and we get ushered in. And it's just, that's my kid's reality, which is the hard part to say, guys, this is not the way reality really is.
He needs the sad Hulk music or something over him there.
I know, he's saying it as if this is a struggle.
Yeah.
He must be talking to a Bill Gates where it's like, dude, do you get it? The hardships? Yeah, I totally understand. It's tough being rich.
But you can do that as not so rich of a guy. Because think about it. Do I make my own food? No. And I do have somebody from Wings pick me up at the airport every time.
You have $18 million, BJ.
Yeah.
We get it. You're rich.
Acting humble.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I have people drive me to the airport. Somebody cleans my house. I don't do anything. I'm like Tom Brady, except not all that money.
Wow. Oh, I feel bad for you as well, then. Maybe you and Tom should start a little, support
hold on
group.
A second. Does somebody cook for you? Somebody makes your meals?
Yeah, my wife.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, look at you, fancy.
That's what I'm saying, fancy boy. I mean,
no, but he's making it sound like him and his wife have other people doing everything for them.
Well, I'm trying to make it sound
I'm going to the airport. I got to bug a family member to get me there, of course. Or I have to pay for parking there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're living the wish Tom Brady life.
Yeah, I'm cleaning my own toilets. Not fun.
See, I'm not cleaning my toilets either, so 10
out of 10 don't recommend.
Yeah, I don't know how you decided that was going to be your job. You really should have given that to somebody else.
No one else wanted it.
Yeah, well, I think it's time for Tatum to learn the hard lessons of being a family member.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah, that's going to go well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She already says, Daddy, no, when I want to play with it. You think she's going to be like, oh, yeah, sure, Dad, I'll clean those toilets.
Yeah, well, just tell her her little snowman is stuck, and the only way she can get him out is to clean the toilet.
She should have run to Mommy and cry or something like that.
You know what? That's how I get. That's why I don't do anything. I run to Mommy and cry. See? All
right, let's talk about something awesome that happened yesterday.
What happened yesterday, buddy?
My God, the Mariners continue to win.
Yeah. I don't know how they did, man.
Dude, I was so nervous. They were down 4-0, right? So I'm watching, and I'm like, I can't keep watching this. And all I thought was, I am not looking forward to tomorrow because yesterday I jokingly was like, they're never going to lose again. And I was like, I'm going to have to hear it from all the texters being like, you jinxed them, you suck. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that on a Friday. Damn it, Mariners. Maybe I should take the day off. Then it's 4-1. Sam Haggerty hits an inside the park home run.
That kid can run.
Yeah.
What? And he was just sort of trotting up first base, and when he realized the dude missed the ball, all of a sudden he's like, okay. He went to warp speed.
Right, like he hit turbo mode.
Wow, that he just, I was like, you got to watch the replay just to see him turn it on. It is insane.
He makes DK Metcalf look like me running.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't know this kid could do that. I mean, Haggerty's been on the team for a little bit and didn't know anything about his speed.
And I love after the game, they're like, Sam, what do you like more, hitting an actual home run or inside the park home run? He's like, I'd rather hit a regular home run and trot around the bases. But it was still pretty awesome. So now they're down 4-1. You're like, no way in the hell is it going to. Then in the 7th, they score 2. Ty France, he just kicks ass. They score 3 in the 8th. And they end up winning the game 6-5 for their 11th consecutive victory. And this is the longest winning streak for the Mariners, the second of all time for them. But it's been like forever since they had, like, I think it was like a 15-game winning streak many years ago.
I have to tell you something. This is really what's so cool about baseball. Couple weeks ago, here I am looking at the Red Sox riding high, and like they were just on fire. And now the Mariners are ahead of them in the wild card.
They are.
And I watched the exact opposite yesterday. I was watching both games yesterday, following both games. Red Sox were the team that had the early lead. They ended up getting beaten the same way the Mariners beat the Rangers, and now the Mariners are ahead of the Red Sox. I'm just like, in 2 weeks, you just don't know what can happen in this sport. I mean, it is wild that the Mariners are where they are. We never would have ever thought this.
Well, it was like a little over a month ago, but we're all like, oh, maybe Scott Service needs to go or Dipoto needs to go.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, they were like many games under 500, like 10 games under 500. Now they're 48-42. Like you said, they have the second wild card spot. It's all theirs, and they're only a game and a half behind the Tampa Bay Rays for that top spot in the wild card, which this is just awesome, man. What a fun run so far. And they play Texas again at 5 p.m.
Yeah,
just keep it going, baby.
And let's just say this. What a bonus for them when you think of the wild card, because it's the Rays, the Blue Jays, the Red Sox, and the Mariners. Well, that American League East is tough. We get to play the Rangers and the Athletics a lot.
Yes.
I mean, this really could be like such a bonus for the Mariners, where they may win the wild card just because they're in an easier division, and thank good, and they know about time.
About time. Let's keep it going.
Time.
Big weekend.
Yeah.
Also,
the Orioles are they're also still on fire too.
Yeah, they've won 10 straight. I don't think they played yesterday. I can't remember.
Well, they didn't have a doubleheader like we did or something, but yeah, so in some way they missed a game. But either way,
yeah.
I mean, so they're also in the American League East, which means if they're a good team, boy, it looks good for the Mariners, dude. I mean, because the Rangers and the A's are not good.
Later on today, very excited, we're going to have our friend John Forsland, the voice of the Seattle Kraken.
What's happening with that guy?
He's going to be on around 7:47 talking about some of the big pickups that the Kraken have made, both in the draft and in free agency, so we can talk about what the future looks like for our Seattle Kraken with John Forsland. Again, that's at 7:47 this morning. If you're a Kraken fan, definitely want to join us because John Forsland always rocks. As far as weather,
day, buddy.
76 degrees today. It's going to be sunny. That's the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
Good job, buddy. You and I are both very happy.
Yeah,
I mean, because you know what, you're excited about hockey. I'm excited about baseball, and
I'm excited about the Mariners, man. I could not believe last night. And did you see our relief pitcher Diego when I can't remember, was that crap? Is it Diego Santana?
You know what, dude? I'm also like, it's not. Is it Castro? Oh, I don't know. You know what? I'm not good with names these days.
Diego Castillo.
Yeah,
Castillo. All right,
yes.
Well, I was a little closer, which means I would have got the Wordle before you would have.
Dude, I was getting nervous. They got a guy on first. All right, she ends up on second, and he throws a pitch. The guy hits a line drive into his butt, and I'm like, "Oh no, this is not going to go." You know, I was more of his hip, but it was still.
Yeah.
I was like, I do not. Could you imagine someone hitting a ball so hard and it just fly straight into your butt?
No. Oh yeah, dude.
That's kind of what happened last
night. You really wanted to go there. That's the place you want to get hit.
It's of all the places on your body,
really
it's the meatiest.
Yeah,
but still,
yeah.
I don't want a line drive in my rear end.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I could have sworn that was on your Christmas list.
Yeah, but he kept it going too, and he still ended the game. It was awesome. Big pop out in the end. Oh, man. I was pumping my fist, trying not to wake up my wife.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. It is really, really fun. Going into the All-Star break, I mean, I don't know what the season's going to look like, but you got Julio in the home run challenge, the home run derby, and the Mariners who, going into the All-Star break, the Mariners are in the mix. No matter what happens for the next 3 games, they're in the mix. And that's fun.
And I think, well, if they end up making the playoffs, we're going to look back on that fight that Jesse Winker had.
Yeah.
As, I mean, quite possibly being the catalyst for all this greatness. And the best part is the Mariners have turned their entire season around after that fight, whereas the Angels, who they got into the fight with, have collapsed after that fight.
Yeah, and the Angels, man, they were looking like the team to beat. Steve, I forgot about the Angels. That's another team in our division that we oh my gosh, really, outside of the Astros, that's the only team that can give us a hard time. The Mariners are really, oh my gosh, it's looking good. It's looking good, buddy.
And they lost again yesterday, the Angels.
Yeah, it's a
so
disappointment.
they're 3-11 since the fight.
And also the Mariners are responsible for a guy losing his job.
Yeah, the Blue Jays manager.
Yeah.
I spanked them so hard they fired a guy.
What? Yeah. I mean, we swept the Blue Jays.
Dude, oh no.
Yeah, and that dude got fired, man. Yeah.
Because the Blue Jays never get swept by the Mariners. And so their organization's like, you got to go.
Yeah, see you later, pal. Peace out. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Julie Andrews won an Oscar for her role in what Disney classic?
Snow White?
No.
Cinderella?
No.
Wizard of Oz?
No.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, sir. It's Mary Poppins. Come on, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. Yeah, it is Mary. And you want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs. We'll do that at 6:50 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I know if bankruptcy is going to provide me with relief? What are the steps for my situation?
There's so much information out there about bankruptcy with the internet and what people have heard from friends and other people that they've talked to about their financial issues or bankruptcy. There's also a lot of bad information out there or urban legends about bankruptcy. In order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you need to talk to an attorney that's experienced in bankruptcy. So in order to determine whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, you should talk to an experienced bankruptcy attorney. And my job is not to convince you to file bankruptcy. My job is to help you to make that decision and have all the facts so that you can make an informed decision about whether bankruptcy makes sense for you, what benefits it's going to have for you, and what the downside of filing bankruptcy is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com.
At Seattle Credit Union, we believe in our communities and the people we serve. The path to U.S. citizenship can be expensive, which is why we offer citizenship loans to cover the costs associated with this process. We also offer a fee-based alternative for each citizen loan type for people who would prefer not to pay any interest. Visit seattlecu.com to learn more, or give us a call at 855-575-9352 to speak with a friendly loan expert to get started today. Seattle Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. At Seattle Credit Union, we believe in our communities and the people we serve. The path to U.S. citizenship can be expensive, which is why we offer citizenship loans to cover the costs associated with this process. We also offer a fee-based alternative for each citizen loan type for people who would prefer not to pay any interest. Visit seattlecu.com to learn more, or give us a call at 855-575-9352 to speak with a friendly loan expert to get started today. Seattle Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's our loud and local band of the week, and this week we got Atrocity Girl.
Take me out of the waters to drown me in my formaldehyde. Say, please, I'm begging, please, just pull me away from
It's our loud and local band of the week, Atrocity Girl. You want to find out about their music? Well, it's pretty simple. Just go to the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com.
They just crushed it over at Shed Fest that happened last weekend. They're also going to be playing a bunch of shows in Scotland in September. And they have a brand new single. It's officially released today, but they put out a record of 9 songs like last month. So they just keep cranking out some great stuff.
And if you love local music, you're going to love Loud and Local. It's a show that we have on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock here on The Rock. 2 hours of great local local music bands like Atrocity Girl. Happy Friday, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll stay that way so I can mow the lawn.
Oh, is that why? Just so you can get your lawn mowed?
Yeah, I was just thinking about what I was going to do. Oh, and yard work and fix a fence. Oh, great. This is going to be a great weekend.
What a great Friday for you.
Woo, yay. Well, hope everyone else has something else fun and goes and parties or does something.
Yeah.
Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Matthew in Seattle. Matthew, are you there?
I am.
Excellent.
Here.
All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Morning, Matthew.
For those playing at home,
Yes,
Matthew
Steve.
will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Matthew, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
American Family Life Assurance Company is better known as what abbreviation?
AMLI.
No.
Skip.
What actress played Anne Hathaway's boss in the movie The Devil Wears Prada?
Skip.
What day of the year is considered National Pie Day?
What day today?
No.
Tomorrow.
No.
Yesterday.
No. What is the nickname of comedian Gabriel Iglesias?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
Pop culture. Pass.
What does the touch of Midas turn everything into?
Gold, silver, platinum.
Gold, yes. Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman rose to fame due to what Discovery show?
Oh, the one where they proved everything wrong. The 2 guys, the nerd, they said, "Hey, we can build boats out of milk cartons."
Yeah, what's the name of it?
Yeah, builds boats out of milk cartons.
No.
Okay, pass.
What is the most watched series on Netflix in 2022 so far?
Oh, that's Stranger Things.
Yes! And somehow Matthew managed to get a deuce.
There we go.
How do you do all pop culture?
There's not all pop culture here.
Matthew, Pie Day is not pop culture.
Touch of Midas isn't. The first one wasn't.
For me, BJ.
What's that?
Every day's Pie Day.
Every day's Pie Day for
But
him.
you know pi, right? The value of pi mathematically?
Oh, 3 point. Oh, that kind of pie. You didn't specify. I was thinking
Well, it's called Pie Day. That's the only. That's what it's
have a
called.
National Pie Day.
All right,
I'm sure they do have a National Pie Day.
This guy's worse than BJ.
But you know what?
And BJ's arguing with him, so thank you, BJ.
He's very enjoyable. Even though he's not a great player, I still want him to play as much as he wants.
Yeah, Matthew, you can keep calling in, keep trying, and keep doing what you do.
Yeah, Matthew, at some point.
Thank you guys.
Oh, all right. Oh, wait, you still could win. No, you're right.
No, there's no chance. There's no way.
All righty. Thanks, Matthew. You can play anytime, buddy.
Yeah. Play anytime. That was amazing. That was a thing.
Yeah.
It was definitely something.
I'm not the only one.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, my gosh. Going to the school of BJ
what
there.
the hell I walked in on, but
you walked in on glory, sir.
Yeah, Matthew is annoying. Steve, are you ready?
Wow.
American Family Life Assurance Company is better known as what abbreviation?
Aflac.
Yes.
Good
What
job.
actress played Anne Hathaway's boss in the movie The Devil Wears Prada?
Mary McCormick.
No.
Mary Tyler Moore.
No. Who's Mary McCormick?
I don't know. Isn't she the girl from like the Brady Bunch movie?
That's Maureen McCormick.
Maureen McCormick.
How dare you insult that gorgeous woman's legacy?
What day of the year is considered National Pie Day?
Oh, March 14th.
Yes. What is the nickname of comedian Gabriel Iglesias?
Fluffy.
Yes. What does the touch of Midas turn everything into?
Gold.
Yes. Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman rose to fame due to what Discovery show?
Mythbusters.
Yes. What is the most watched series on Netflix in 2022 so far?
The Floor is Lava.
No.
Stranger Things.
Yes. Which socialite was Kim Kardashian once an assistant for?
Paris Hilton.
Yes. Which NBA team has the longest winning streak in history at 33?
Boston Celtics.
No.
LA Lakers.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You win. 8 to deuce.
Yeah, it was a big win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
It was a crushing.
Well, and he barely got 2.
Yeah. And he argued about all the questions.
Yeah, he argued a lot, too.
He beat like the guy.
Yeah.
What about?
National Pie Day.
He was pop culture questions, God bless it.
He's like, you didn't specify what kind of pie.
Yeah, he did. He's right about that. He didn't.
Yeah, because he was like, today. He was also tomorrow, yesterday. He was also angry about how Rev did all pop culture questions.
Yeah, he was very
what is this? This is not typically like a quiz show about geography.
I mean, I throw them in every once in a while.
Mostly pop culture.
I really hate to come to the Rev's defense, but I do think he mixes it up a bit. He throws geography, he throws history, he throws math in there.
It's a poor man's Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's 50% of this is probably pop culture, and the rest is poor man's Jeopardy. It's Jeopardy on Wish.
Well, the way you say it sounds bad. I mean,
we're
you're
like
not
a
wrong.
thrift shop Jeopardy.
Listen, Rev,
not getting better here.
You know what? Here's the thing, man. The truth is what will set you free. You don't put a lot into this.
So anyway, but ignorance is bliss, and I remain very ignorant and very happy.
Which 2 did he get right?
He got Touch of Midas.
Okay.
Yes. And then he also got Stranger Things.
Okay.
So,
and he barely got Stranger Things. I don't know if he doesn't watch the show, but at least he's aware of it. He's in my demographic, so I felt bad for the guy.
And he knew about Mythbusters, but he couldn't figure out the name.
Yeah.
He basically took all his time to explain it.
Yeah, he wanted the answer for that.
Yeah, but it was like, what was the name? He's like, I don't know.
But what about those 2 nerds that prove everything wrong?
The basketball one, I mean, really, it's like...
He didn't even get to that one.
Oh, okay. I was
like, Stranger Things was his last one.
Lakers and Celtics, you would have to imagine, like, if you've been around on this planet long enough.
And he has.
Or even Bulls. Those would be 3 good guesses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he didn't get there.
It's very possible he doesn't like sports, though. That's the thing. Or at least doesn't care about basketball that much.
Also, Mary McCormick is an actress. She was the lady who played Howard Stern's wife in Private Parts.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, has she done anything else besides that?
She did In Plain Sight.
She was also in the Brady Bunch.
Yeah.
Movie.
No.
Mary McCormick?
Mary McCormick?
McCormick.
No, Maureen McCormick is... Are you thinking about Marsha? Because Maureen McCormick is the actress that played Marsha.
Yeah, but I think the actress that played Marsha was also Howard Stern's wife in Private Parts.
Oh, really? And her name is Mary McCormick? It just happens they have the same last name?
I think the actress you're thinking of is Ben Stiller's wife or ex-wife. And I don't think that's her.
Yeah, and I
What's her? Well, so we don't have a name for this poor woman. She's the one that played Marsha in the movie, is what you're saying, Vicky?
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. But you know what? Bottom line is Maureen McCormick is indeed a goddess.
And Mary McCormick has done a lot of stuff, actually. I think it's all like B-level stuff. But
Christine Taylor.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Christine Taylor was
Christine
Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
But
Christine Taylor does look a lot like Maureen McCormick.
Did Howard Stern's wife in the movie Private Parts, was that also Marsha Brady in the Brady Bunch movies? Am I right about that?
No, that's Maureen. If it was Mary McCormick,
This whole time I thought those two were the same actresses.
They're not the same actor, yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, Maureen is pretty much, she's either my age or older, actually.
I just thought, that's a funny 2 different, quite very different roles.
Yeah.
And it has nothing to do with The Devil Wears Prada. We're looking for the actress who played Anne Hathaway's boss.
It's best actor in the world. I always use her as an example.
Kathy Bates.
No, not that. No, look, Kathy Bates is a very good actor.
Midler.
Who do I always say?
Meryl Streep.
There you go.
Which you started almost saying Meryl when you were like Mary, and I was like, I thought you had it. It was so close, but actually very far away. So
far away.
Well, congratulations, you still won.
You did a great job, Steve. For
I got
nobody.
8 right.
Yeah, you really. Yeah. There's a 74-year-old man that was arrested for making love to a vacuum cleaner. Oh, and there's more to this story you're going to love. I'll tell you all about this at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
At Seattle Credit Union, we believe in our communities and the people we serve. The path to U.S. citizenship can be expensive, which is why we offer citizenship loans to cover the costs associated with this process. We also offer a fee-based alternative for each citizen loan type for people who would prefer not to pay any interest. Visit seattlecu.com to learn more, or give us a call at 855-575-9352 to speak with a friendly loan expert to get started today. Seattle Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A 74-year-old retired priest named John from England is in trouble with the law because a churchgoer walked in on him wearing just a pair of ladies' stockings and having some alone time with a vacuum cleaner.
There you go. What's weird about this?
I love that.
All right. Do you, buddy?
Oh, man. And the type of vacuum cleaner he was using, just makes me laugh.
Okay, what was it?
It's the Henry Hoover.
Oh, there we go.
Have you ever seen the Henry Hoover?
I have not, but
It's the one with the face.
The face. I know.
my
It's got the eyes.
Oh,
It's
look
the
at that
greatest
guy.
thing ever. Not the fact that he was doing that in front of people. That part's not cool. But if you're going to pick a vacuum cleaner to do it with, this one will make eye contact with you.
Yeah, eyes up here, Henry. Eyes up here.
Well, he's kind of looking to the side, so maybe you won't. Maybe that's what he wanted.
Oh, that's a good point. Henry, why aren't you looking at me? Oh, the nose is long enough. You can kind of move to where his eyes are.
Oh, gosh.
There's a lot of overthinking.
Yeah, and he was there, right there, two dark chairs, a Henry Hoover. And even though John saw the people walking in on him, he continued doing the deed with Henry, and it has very, very powerful suction. So at least, you got to get the right tool for the right job.
Yeah, it's known for, I saw online, it said it's known for its relentless and powerful suction.
Oh, God.
Henry knows what's up.
Gosh.
I just love that the reporter made it a point to make sure that we knew that it was the Henry Hoover.
See, that's
not
good
a
reporting.
Dyson. Right.
It's good reporting.
Dyson can't do that.
I'm not going to try.
Oh, they won't look at you. My Dyson never looks at me. It doesn't care about me. John, over in England, he had to sign the sex offenders register and was ordered to pay £200 in compensation, which is which is close to $200 in our money too. And so he had to pay it to the. How about this? You got to pay the money to the person that you victimized over in England.
I like that. Wait, so that's all the person got was $200, around $200?
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
want more than that.
Yeah.
And then again, you have to witness Henry Hoover going to town with the former priest.
Dude, I'm going to tell you something.
And he's a sex offender for that?
He's a sex offender for that.
I mean, obviously he's a terrible person, but that's interesting. So, because there's a woman walking in. I was like, I was thinking about the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, you have to stay 500 feet away from vacuum cleaners for the rest of your life.
Look,
I'm not allowed in a Sears.
Look, I think that's a great idea, though. I think that's a way to curb people from doing it. If you have to make them pay the people that they basically victimize, I think that's a wonderful idea because I think, hurt them, and however long it takes them to pay it off. I mean, I think $200 is too cheap.
I was about to say, I feel like you got to go over 1,000 at least.
Exactly. Yeah, I think whatever jail time you get, you also, when you get out, get a job, you got to pay that person for, just causing the problem. Just because I think that will prevent that from happening. Some people go, you know what, it's not worth me just exposing myself. I don't want to lose the money. So I think England, brilliant idea, making them pay the victim. I love that idea.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
Oh, they'll pay him more, please.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, you got to pay him more.
That's a vision.
No, I will say,
a visual you'll never get out of your head.
$200 though, even $200. I mean, I can wash that away with a good bottle of something.
I want more than that.
Yeah,
I just witnessed Henry Hoover going to town on a former priest.
Well, you walked in on two people docking, got nothing. Take what you can get, buddy.
Yeah, I know. I still haven't gotten that thought out of my head.
Yeah,
if you gave me $1,000. I would be more than happy to have that thought in my head.
Oh, really? Okay. Right. We know your price.
Yeah.
All right.
A G.
Yeah, a G is what it takes
to see a D. Okay.
I think we should get shirts made. A churchgoer in England caught a 74-year-old retired priest getting it on with a vacuum cleaner. So based on this, we want you to finish this sentence. I'll never forget the time that I walked in on blank.
Wow.
Or when was the time that someone walked in on you doing something out of the ordinary? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. When was that time that you walked in on somebody doing something out of the ordinary? Your calls or texts after Nirvana on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. A churchgoer in England caught a 74-year-old retired priest getting it on with a vacuum cleaner, and it was that Henry, Hoover Henry that has the eyes and looks at you.
That's the best part of the whole thing. He picked the right vacuum cleaner.
So based on this, we want to know, finish this sentence. I'll never forget the time that I walked in on blank. Or when was the time that someone walked in on you doing something out of the ordinary? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Brian in Redmond, you are on The Rock.
Why, hello, everybody.
All right, Brian, what you got for us, buddy?
Well, I will never forget the time that when I was 14, walking in to try to ask my mom for money secretly to go buy weed. I walked in, yelled her name, and couldn't find her until I looked out the back window and saw her having sex in the pool with some random dude.
Whoa. Was mom still married to dad?
Nope, but she was in a relationship, so it was definitely itchy.
Okay, so she was in a relationship, and this was not the dude she was in a relationship with. Oh boy, oh boy. At that point,
they've gone through a lot.
I would imagine then, at that point, they should just have bought the weed for you. That's a lot for a kid to have to see.
Was it the pool boy?
Yeah, I tell you what, though, as soon as I saw that, instead of asking her for $20, I went straight to her purse. I was sitting there and took 40. And I got a little bit more from me and my friends.
There we go. That's what you call a functional family right there. Congratulations.
No, my mom is a wonderful lady. That just was a slip-up, I think.
Is she still together with that other guy?
She's still together with not the one in the pool.
Wow.
All right. And he is, does he know about the pool guy? Or, what if he recognizes your voice if he listens?
Well,
he does.
Unfortunately, I had to bring that one up at some point. She denied it for a while until she had to try to, rectify her own actions by reaching out to that dude and saying, "Did this happen?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, that happened."
You went and reached out to the dude? You did some investigative reporting?
Whoa, Jesus. Sorry.
Okay.
All right. At least I said, "Whoa, Jesus."
You're okay?
I almost hit a car in front of me because they decided to move forward and then stop.
Oh,
but
boy.
I basically did my own investigative reporting, yes.
Wow. Do they still have the pool?
Unfortunately, back in that time, we got evicted from that house.
Oh, okay.
It was a long time ago. I was only 14 years old. I'm 25 now, about to be 26, so...
Well, you know what, sir? I'm glad you didn't get in a car accident. I'm glad that you and your mom seem to be doing okay. And you know what? And all I want to say right now is parenting.
Right?
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Sarah, what would you do if you walked in and came home and there's Pops with another woman in a pool?
Ooh.
Oh, so it's got to be in a pool?
Yes.
So it's
summertime.
As long as I'm not in the pool, I'm okay if I'm with anybody else. But if I'm in a pool, then I'm in trouble.
It has to be in a pool.
All right.
Yeah, for some reason, the pool is the complicated part. Because if they were just in a bed, I cannot imagine what I would do. I think I would see red and probably try to beat both of them up.
Really?
I was going to say, the mistress would no longer be around.
No,
Dad, look out. You better start getting some self-defense classes.
Yeah, or go in the pool, though, because then I'm like, oh, I don't want to, that seems, I don't want to have to, jump in this pool.
Can you swim?
Chlorine clean. Chlorine fixes it.
No, and then my clothes are all, that's way too complicated.
Wow.
So maybe get a pool dad if you're trying to do all that.
You would beat the mistress's ass.
Oh, hell. I'd beat both of their
What if she didn't know that he was married?
Oh, well, sorry, because I'm already probably punching you at this point.
Oh, yeah, fair. That's a good point.
Wow. Yeah.
And then if she didn't know and she was innocent, then Dad, you're getting it. You're getting it.
Oh, you're punching me? It's elder abuse?
Oh, yeah, I'm punching both of you.
Wow.
The girl's probably going to be elderly, too. What do you think? You're going to get some young buck?
So basically, Steve, what if you walked in and it was a young woman? You probably wouldn't believe it. You'd be going, something's wrong here.
Right.
This can't be true.
This is some weird hologram.
Yeah, I would ask her and be like, lady, do you have 20/20 vision? What's going on here?
Blink twice if you feel safe.
Okay, that's thanks.
Talk about the differences between your kids, though, because I think if Joe walked in, he would just see it and turn around and walk away.
He'd see it, turn around, call you up and say, can you meet me at the bar?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Let's go drink whiskey all night.
Let's go to Vegas. I got my dad's credit card.
Oh, yeah, he'd go get the credit card. Joe would go, hey, I know he's in the pool. Therefore, let's just get his wallet and let's be done. Let's go. Yeah.
Probably the smarter of the kids.
Yeah.
Seems less messy.
Yeah. Well, and this is why Steve, I don't know. Sarah would never, even if I was, let's just say I was either widowed or divorced. I don't think Sarah would let another person in our life anyway. I mean,
Sounds like it.
Yeah, she just
unless you're going to get beat into the family.
Yeah, it's just like I will have to be alone. That's what's going to have to, because she's just going to go, no, you can't have anybody.
It would be tough. I mean, I would like to think, I'm old and mature enough to eventually get over it.
Right.
But in reality, you're getting up there in age anyway.
Oh my God!
So
take it easy.
You don't have that many more years to date if anything was to happen.
Yeah, I'd have more years if not for the child that I have.
With certain pills, I mean, he's good to go.
Yeah. Technology has done
Thanks, everybody.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. I got news for you. I got too many pills in me right now. I don't want to mix Viagra in there. And I think I'll blow myself up if I had to do it. I have so many pills in me. I just think I'm a chemistry set waiting to happen if I put any more in here. So I just leave me alone and just let me sit here and whatever the hell.
You and your board games will live happily ever after.
Oh, perfect. There you go. All right.
Oh, yeah. Well, we have Sarah in here. Have you ever been walked in on or walked in on someone? What's your deal?
Unfortunately, it's along the same lines. No matter how hard I try, will never be able to erase the memory of walking in on you, BJ, and Mom getting it on.
Okay, why? Why do you tell the stories?
I'm trying to
get over it.
It's such a bad visual. I remember it like it was yesterday.
No, it wasn't yesterday.
It wasn't. It was 10 years ago or something.
I feel like it should have been longer than 10 years ago.
So you were a teen.
Maybe I was 10 or 11.
Well, that's more than 10 years ago. Do you know math? You just turned 30 for
I'm your daughter. What do you think? Do I know math?
Believe me, by the time you were a teenager and we realized we got to lock the doors because the toddler's the one you forget just come in.
No, I was old enough to know what was going on and immediately turned around and just wanted to wash my eyes. And then my mom came out into the kitchen and hugged me with her shirt on inside out. It was just...
At least she put her shirt on.
Yeah, she did that for you.
Evidence for what had happened. And she just tried to hug me like nothing. It's, hey, how are you doing? And I'm like, Mom, your shirt's on backwards. And she's like, oh, is it? It was horrible. Scarred.
How do you think you got here?
Scarred. I know, but you like to think... Yeah, you like to think your parents, I don't know.
After
they stopped doing it
anymore.
Okay. How old should we stop doing? Because I am going to send a memo to you and J-Rubs, and I'm going to make sure that you guys stop all activities at that age.
Don't tell J-Rubs that, because then he probably won't marry me. So
yeah, wait till after the next March.
Yeah. Wait till he says I do and signs all the things.
Because there's something that I will do that would really make him not want to marry you, as opposed to just you.
Damn.
Hey. Been 5 years, so he hasn't run yet.
It's a loving family, isn't it, kids?
How about this text? I got home early from work one time, came home to my husband. He was drunk, and I walked in on him poorly rapping Gangster's Paradise in his tighty whities. He is far from a gangster, and it was the funniest thing ever.
I love that man.
That's somewhat wholesome.
I was going to say,
he's having a good time,
I've done that before, I believe.
Yeah? Hey, signed Blenda.
Yeah.
My wife has walked in on me doing drunk karaoke before in the bar.
By yourself?
Oh, yeah, absolutely by myself, singing along to either my record player or just, Mm-hmm.
It's embarrassing.
It really is, especially when you think you're home alone and you're just
it's not
going
cool.
at it, yeah.
I think people need to really make an announcement because you know what? If you leave me alone in the house, that TV remote controller's coming on, the Apple Music's coming on, or whatever, and I'm gonna blast out some good Collective Soul. You need to let me know when you're coming home.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, my wife one time.
Even weirder things like Gangnam Style. Like I come home and he's like blasting Gangnam Style, and I'm like, oh, what is happening?
Hey, listen, you know what?
Yes!
That's all I know.
Exactly. And I'm like, I don't even want to know if he's doing the dance.
I put my sunglasses on. I got my black suit on. You leave me be.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, this is nice. Once I walked in on my grandson going to town on himself. Love Grandma Migs. It's not true. Well, the text isn't true because she's no longer with us, and they spelled Migs with 2 G's, and that's not how it's spelled.
I think she's texting from heaven. I think God allows the people that have been victimized and horribly victimized in this planet sainthood and free texting to Earth.
And free texting.
Yeah,
that will forever be the worst moment of my entire life.
Man.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what would be worse, because you're going to have to figure this out and make sure that Tatum can't, because Tatum sounds like the kind of kid that's going to go where she wants to go, and you're not going to be able to keep her out.
I guarantee you it won't be worse than that moment.
Yeah.
Being a teen, first discovering yourself. I mean, I'm early into this whole self-discovery thing and thinking this is the greatest thing ever until Grandma walks in to wish you good night. There'll never be a worse moment.
I hope you're right. I hope you never have another moment where that you have to make the comparison, because a kid walking in on you at a certain age, it's a beating. That also is tough.
Yes, I know. Pun intended, huh, BJ?
Yeah. So, well, I'm just telling you right now.
She went straight downstairs and spent the entire day doing her rosary beads and wouldn't look at me.
That is you're right. That is a very hard experience for both of you.
The entire day, she said nothing after that. Oh my God. And just sat in the corner of our living room with these rosary beads.
Oh, did she ever time you out to your parents?
Yeah.
No. That I know of.
Well, no, I think you would have probably known with your parents. You would have probably heard about it.
My dad would have my mom. David!
Yeah, but you know what? Wait, look, it was your dad. It was your dad's mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah. See,
may she rest in peace.
I feel like, since you're the apple of your mother's eye, I feel like if it was, your mom's mom, I feel like it would have been a whole. Your mom's mom probably would have gone, yeah. I mean, I know, but this is how this is how it's going to go. But your dad's mom probably was like, I've never heard of such a thing. What is this? And you had to show her exactly what you were bringing to the table, like a good grandson. And now she's like, oh my God, give me those rosaries.
I think she's still doing the rosaries. I think in heaven.
Which is why every adult, you just can't be walking in on a boy's room. You just can't ever. You have to know nature.
She was just a sweet old lady that just wanted to wish me good night.
You got to know that. You got to know age, man. Someone's got to pull her aside and go, listen, you need to knock on doors once they get to be a certain age.
Oh, she never even bothered to say goodnight to me ever again.
I don't blame her. Yeah. I mean,
she learned her lesson.
Yeah.
Why? I'm surprised she didn't call that priest in to basically, exorcist you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what should have been done. All right. Well, we have, of course, a lot of excitement about your Seattle Kraken, because they've had a busy couple of weeks with draft picks and free agency signings, and we're going to recap how the team did. We can be excited, but did the team did they do as good as some people think? Well, the voice of the Kraken, John Forsland, will let us know as he joins us at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. If I call Travis, will I actually see him or someone who works for him?
Absolutely. When you come in to see my office, when you first call in, my staff will try to help you with any basic questions that you have. I can give you a call back, but they'll usually try to schedule you for a free consultation with me, the attorney, and I'll meet with you personally. We'll talk about the basics of your case, and I'll take you through a question and answer session an interview that usually lasts about 30 minutes. We'll get the basics of your financial situation. I can answer your questions, and we can talk about whether bankruptcy makes sense, your non-bankruptcy options, and how bankruptcy could affect you, what the process is.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
At Seattle Credit Union, we believe in our communities and the people we serve. The path to U.S. citizenship can be expensive, which is why we offer citizenship loans to cover the costs associated with this process. We also offer a fee-based alternative for each citizen loan type for people who would prefer not to pay any interest. Visit seattlecu.com to learn more, or give us a call at 855-575-9352 to speak with a friendly loan expert to get started today. Seattle Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. At Seattle Credit Union, we believe in our communities and the people we serve. The path to U.S. citizenship can be expensive, which is why we offer citizenship loans to cover the costs associated with this process. We also offer a fee-based alternative for each citizen loan type for people who would prefer not to pay any interest. Visit seattlecu.com to learn more, or give us a call at 855-575-9352 to speak with a friendly loan expert to get started today. Seattle Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA. At Seattle Credit Union, we believe in our communities and the people we serve. The path to U.S. citizenship can be expensive, which is why we offer citizenship loans to cover the costs associated with this process. We also offer a fee-based alternative for each citizen loan type for people who would prefer not to pay any interest. Visit seattlecu.com to learn more, or give us a call at 855-575-9352 to speak with a friendly loan expert to get started today. Seattle Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA.
When you go on holiday, there is no finer achievement than doing absolutely nothing. Nothing on the beach, nothing by the pool, walking kind of nowhere, and chatting about nothing. As an Expedia member, you can save up to 30% when you add a hotel to your flight. So you can have a bit more money to go out there with great ambition to do absolutely nothing. Expedia, made to travel.
Fall is in the air. The kids are on the soccer field, and you're holding your coffee, thinking,
how is this only the first quarter?
Then you remember, you brought Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey from Heritage Distilling. Just a few drops in your cup, and there you go. You got this. Just 30 more less painful minutes. Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey, the soccer parents' little secret. Cocoa Bomb, 35% ABV, Gig Harbor, Washington. Fall is in the air. The kids are on the soccer field, and you're holding your coffee, thinking,
how is this only the first quarter?
Then you remember, you brought Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey from Heritage Distilling. Just a few drops in your cup, and there you go. You got this. Just 30 more less painful minutes. Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey, the soccer parents' little secret. Cocoa Bomb, 35% ABV, Gig Harbor, Washington.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
BJ, very excited to talk to our next guest. We love having him on, and with all the great free agency signings and draft picks, it's going to be fun to get his perspective. Please welcome to the show the voice of our Seattle Kraken, John Forsland.
Also the man.
Hey, guys.
Hey, he's also known as the man that will not take any guff from a mascot that's in his way.
That's right.
I won't. No. And I get angrier as the summer moves along, right? I got to get myself in shape here.
Right, because the impending doom of a mascot's probably going to be there early in the season.
Yeah. I know that. I know.
John, thanks for being so good to us, man, and joining us really in your off season where, you could be on a beach somewhere, just, relaxing, getting ready for another season coming up. So, but we're excited, man. And Steve especially has been jumping up and down. I mean, he was so excited at the draft pick that we got in the lottery because we got a guy that everybody thought was going to be the number one pick. And we were kind of bummed that all right, well, that ball didn't show number one for us. So, and next thing you know, we get that guy. Is Steve right to be very excited about Shane Wright?
He is, and what we need to do is get an emoji with Steve, and every time the Kraken make an announcement, we can plug that emoji in of him jumping up and down. Right?
Let's go.
That's what we need. That's what we need to do. But it was an amazing week. I mean, what a twist of fate to have Shane Wright fall to number 4. I mean, this player has been ordained the best player of his peer group in the world since he was 14, and lived with that pressure and dealt with a pandemic, and was still consensus number 1 until maybe a couple of months ago, where the young Slovak moved into that spot. And then for a variety of different reasons, he gets in that slot for the Kraken, and it's just a great thing. I mean, it's a great twist of fate. He now comes into a team where he's got something to prove. He's got something to prove to the hockey world, but he's an elite player, and you just got to watch him grow. And with Matty Beniers and the other guys that are going to surround these young players, it's really going to be exciting for the fans to watch this over the next decade plus, we hope.
Yeah, John, it was so crazy watching the draft, because I had a feeling, I was like, man, when the Canadians went with Slavkovsky, I'm like, he was great in the Olympics. So I was like, and I actually was kind of high on that dude. And I was like, okay. And then I figured the Devils would go defense just because they have so many young guys. But when Arizona didn't grab Shane Wright, I was like, is this really going to happen? And then that trade happened right before the Kraken picked. I'm like, no, what is happening right now? Are the Kraken making a trade, and then it ends up being Shane Wright? What was going on in your head while all that was going on? Because as a fan, I was just like, this is not really happening. This is such a great series of events that it's leading to us grabbing Shane Wright.
Yeah, I don't know much about any of these players, and don't profess to, because all my time is allocated to the National Hockey League. So what I do is I watch players, not even through a development camp, but watch them come into training camp and see how they measure up against the National Hockey League talent at that time, at that age, at that stage of their development. But we all can read scouting reports. We all can read the various articles that come out, prior to a draft, and you learn about these players. So I was prepared for Nemec, the kid that went to New Jersey, right-handed shooting defenseman. I thought he was going to be the guy that maybe the Kraken would pick. And then when this thing started to unfold, when it got to 4, and then Ron went up to the stage, I was just saying to myself, I think I said it out loud. My wife was sitting next to me. I said, please just say Shane Wright. And he did. And I have no basis for saying that other than it was the obvious, absolute best choice that he could make, right? That's all we know. But we do know this. We do know that he's 100% elated to be part of the Kraken. Why wouldn't you be? I think his family's excited. The team is equally charged up about this. The fans are going to obviously be there. They got a chance to see him in town this week at the development camp, and it's all good. And again, it's with Matty Beniers, who's just a graduating class ahead of him. So that's the foundation for what will be a great franchise as we watch this, like I said, over the next decade plus.
And we're talking to John Forsland, of course, the play-by-play guy, Root Sports for your Seattle Kraken. You can tweet at him anytime at John Forsland. And, John, we don't know what to look forward to next season because there's other stuff that happened. We got Burakovsky, we got Schultz, we got Jones. So we were talking, and we've been, last year we thought they were going to make the playoffs. And everybody thought that, but then, of course, you have COVID, you got stuff, and it was a weird season where they played a lot of everybody had to play so many games really too close to each other, not a normal hockey season. What, based on everything that we've seen so far, what do you think is realistic as a fan to expect from the next season's Kraken?
Well, anything is possible, okay? And someone would hear this and say, yeah, right. 60 points. That's what the Kraken had. 60 points to get to a mid-90s, possibly what you need to make the playoffs looks like a meteoric rise, and it is. But, in the league, we've seen it before. Now, Colorado 5 or 6 years ago, I think it was, went from worst to first. And it was just a Cinderella type season. Then they flattened out a little bit. They continued to build their team, and look what happened in 22, right? So they're the Stanley Cup champions. So what I'm saying is, I think, again, what we saw this week through free agency, and it's not over yet. There's still a few names out there, and the Kraken still have cap space. They can still do something, in the next few days or the next month or whatever leading into training camp. So Ron has that flexibility, and he has the ability to go to the top of the salary cap if he wants to. There's no question he has that edict from the ownership. But again, he'll be calculated and smart. So what he did this week is get involved. And I think they really wanted to be aggressive based on the reports and some of the things I've heard around the league. And they were. But, in terms of one big name that's still out there is John Klingberg.
Yep.
The Kraken were kind of linked to this player. He hasn't signed yet. Reports are that he circled back to his previous team in Dallas. If they're in on him, if they sign him and there is room, he's a dynamic puck-moving defenseman that will automatically make their power play much better, and that's one of the things they're looking to improve on. So what he did this week is Burakovsky will give them a lot of quality scoring potential, and for him, it's a chance for him to take a real leap into a top 3 forward slot instead of a top 6. But he was a top 6 legitimate scoring forward on a Stanley Cup team. That's an excellent signing for fair money and fair term. Justin Schultz is a third pairing guy, right-handed shot. Those guys are not readily available, right-handed shooting defenseman, but he's also a power play guy. Is he a lead power play guy? Depends on what they do moving forward. What I just said about Klingberg, if Klingberg is not in the mix, then I would say yes. But he's a very good second power play right-handed guy, second unit guy who is just aching for time with Washington because of John Carlson, who stays out for basically the 2 minutes. He really didn't get a lot of quality power play time. And then obviously we know the Kraken need goaltending depth, and with Drieger's injury, Martin Jones steps in with veteran stability. And again, he's got something to prove again, which is good when you get a goalie with that kind of resume and experience. So I think they're in an excellent spot. Sign Shane Wright. He's there now. That contract's out of the way. It's up to he and Berniers to come in and have a great training camp and earn their spot on the team. And then we'll see. We'll see where it goes. And I think they will take a step forward. I think we just have to be reserved. We have to see where we're at. We're talking today on July 15th. August 15th, it might be different. Certainly September 15th, it will be different as we get to training camp and see, what's real about not only the Kraken, but every other team in the division, before we start forecasting, where it's going to go. I think we'll learn a lesson based on what happened last summer about all that.
John, I know this has nothing to do with hockey, but I've seen you tweet about it. How awesome are the Seattle Mariners right now?
So this is perfect for me. All right. And I John Bradford's executive producer at Root Sports, and about a month ago, I gave it to him. I said, I left town on May 2nd, and I was all charged up about this. What is going on with the Mariners? And now, I don't want to say anything, but they kind of dropped the gloves against Anaheim, and look what's happened since. Maybe there's a little hockey in this group. I don't know, but
dude, I'd like to think that.
Right?
I thought that too. I'm like,
I'm watching every night. I'm a Red Sox fan. I think you guys know that. So I watched the Red Sox lose early, and then I watched the Mariners win late. It's a perfect night. I go to bed in a good mood.
Yeah. John, I didn't know you were a Red Sox fan because so am I. And I was telling the guys, just a 3 weeks ago, it was completely reversed. The Mariners looked like crap and the Red Sox were like top in the wild card. And then last night we saw a tale of two teams where the Red Sox had the lead, the Rangers had the lead, Mariners come back and win, Red Sox come back and lose. And now the Mariners are ahead of them in the wild card and just look like a team on fire. This city has been so patient, John. It is the only city in baseball, as you know, that has never been to the World Series. Every other team has been to the World Series but the Mariners.
I'll tell you what, I can appreciate long playoff droughts because I went through one with my previous team in Carolina. It was 10 years. And it's real hard to keep the fire burning. But it's interesting. A year ago, when I came to Seattle for the first time and was part of the expansion draft, met you guys and all that, I went to a game. I got to the park for the first time. I saw it firsthand. Then I followed the team. And then when I got there in September, all the magic and the push started, so I locked in. Like I'm a fan now, and JP Crawford's my favorite player. I tweeted about it. I love watching that kid play. I love how he goes about his business. But I think they have the pieces and they have the arms too. I think and late in games, and that's going to be a key. It always is. And the Red Sox can't even make a relay right now. So this is a problem. Yeah, they're going to have to work on that for the Yankees tonight. Yeah, just make a relay, please. somebody.
Oh, yeah, it is. You're speaking.
Although
like
they pulled one off last night. They did pull one off last night, but that was another debacle in Tampa. Whatever.
Yeah, it was.
I was cracking up with the video of J.P. Crawford that had him mic'd up, and then he's just yawning all the time during a game, and he says, I'm not tired, I just yawn all the time. I'm like, that is just the funniest thing to see, this Major League Baseball player just yawning on the field all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's a sign of energy. Usually it's a nervous yawn, right?
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. The one question I wanted to ask you, John, you've been around a long time, and Steve, of course, is a goalie. We've been going back and forth. Not the year we expected out of Philip Grubauer. What do you think, as we take a look going into season 2? Because, I mean, he was like considered the best, one of the best players we got in the draft, and all eyes were on him. Do you have any idea of what might have gone on this season for him, and a good reason why we can expect him to be better next year?
It was a tough year, obviously, to watch him play, but it was a tough year to cover a player like this because we never got the opportunity until late in the year to really interact with the players at all because of COVID, right? So we couldn't get in the room and maybe get some quiet time with a player after practice and really see where their head's at and kind of get to know them. And that was unfortunate. But we did because the players are so great. They kind of gravitated to us near the end of the year, and you kind of got to know them a little bit better, and that was a good thing. So I've had some conversations with Philip Grubauer, and I think I told you guys this during the season. I believe he's an excellent goalie, okay? And I also think that throughout his career, there have been some real challenges for him. And I don't want to say that because I really don't know him that well, I want to say he's hypersensitive, but I think there was a time observing him this year that I thought he lost his confidence. And I really believe that the start of the year was okay. October was good. That first road trip, I think he needed a little bit of a break. And you'll remember Drieger got hurt then, and he had to play a lot in October. Then we got to the middle of November, and there was that start against Chicago in the middle of the month. It wasn't any good. The next start was Colorado, and he didn't get the start. And I don't know how he felt about that. I'm guessing he was pretty ticked off that he didn't against his former team. And then I thought he didn't have much confidence leading through December and getting to the holiday break and then a COVID break. But when he came back from the last COVID break, I thought he locked in for a solid week of practice, and I think he was pretty solid, for the rest of the season. Now, there was an obvious disconnect with the goalie coach. Andrew Allen tried his best, but it didn't work. Obviously, he was relieved of his services. And they have a new guy in Steve Briere, who comes in with a really good resume out of Toronto. Now, the key is for him to formulate a real good relationship with Grubauer, number one, and then take it the rest of the way with the other guys in the organization. But he's going to have to get inside his head and understand that this is a guy that already has the tools. It might be a mental thing, and that's just me guessing, okay? I think that's what it is, and I think he cares. I think he knows there's a lot of responsibilities, a huge contract, a lot of money, a lot of term, and there's a lot of expectation on his shoulders. So I think he's going to bounce back and have a really good year, and I hope Jones supports him because he knows how to do it, and he's been there and done that. He's an older goalie, but again, he's not that old, and he's got experience. So I'm hoping that synergy between the goalie coach and these two goalies really works, because that's an area that's going to help a team like the Kraken, who still need to take a couple of leaps to get into that upper echelon in the league. But if you have the goaltending they expected out of Grubauer on a nightly basis, you're going to be in the driver's seat.
And I'm optimistic just because of how I remember when he first went to Colorado, he didn't have the best season his first year, and then after that bounced back and got comfortable there. And I'm hoping that might be the same case over here as well.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that's a pretty good read. And again, we're doing this from 35,000 feet, right? We don't know. I hate to speak for him, but I think that's, what it is. And I just watched him battle in the second half. And there were some games where, he was absolutely doing their best. And the Kraken really liked their defensive analytics, and I understand they were good. But the quality of chances, I'm still going to say on the eye test, they gave up far too many, and it was overtaxing both goalies and putting them in a tough spot. So I think it was just a perfect storm and a negative vein on a lot of nights, and that's what ended up hurting the Kraken.
I have one last thing I wanted to ask you, John, and it's nothing about the mascot this time around, but if let's just say team makes you the head coach of the Seattle Kraken, and you have to pick the captain for our upcoming season for the Kraken, because obviously we didn't have a captain after Mark Giordano left. Who are you putting as the captain of the Kraken?
First of all, if I'm named head coach or any type of position of authority, fold the franchise, okay? Just fold it up now. Fold it up now. It's been nice, and it's a beautiful building, and use it for something else. God bless everyone.
Concerts, lots of concerts.
Yeah, exactly. I said it during the year that I think there's two choices here, and I really think Yanni Gord is the guy for me. Let's go. Okay? I watched his diligence all season in terms of practice habits. Obviously, his infectious play on the ice is a fan favorite, is something else. He's a great individual. He's obviously part of the leadership core, but I know Jordan Eberle's right there too, but he's a different type of guy. And so sometimes the boisterous personality, the infectious personality of a Gord, that smile and everything kind of gets you in a different spot. It works on me. I know that. Eberle is got a lot of steadiness to him. Maybe that's where they go. I think it's between those two guys, and I don't think they can make a wrong decision here. But you have to answer the question, Forsland, and the answer for me is Yanni Gord.
Yes, you have. I like how you fought with yourself. You're not going to let yourself off the hook. I love that.
No, I battled with that one. Yeah, that's like how I wake up in the morning.
Who asked John Forsland the tough questions? John asks John Forsland the tough questions. John, it is always, again, thank you so much for spending time with us. We love chatting with you, and as you can tell, we're still excited about the Kraken, even though we've got one season under our belt, and we will be talking to you again, I'm sure, before we get going on the season. And man, I hope you have a great summer. And finally, if I had to I'm going to put your feet to the fire, since you and I both love the Red Sox, and we are also digging the Mariners. Who do you think is going to go farther this season, Red Sox or Mariners?
Mariners.
Yeah, I think you're right. I love to say it, but I also hate to say it. But I really do think the Mariners have the better opportunity right now.
Yanni Gord, Mariners, John Forsland saying all the right things.
All right. Tweet him at John Forsland if you want to talk to the voice of Root Sports in your Seattle Kraken, of course. And that is John Forsland. John, thanks so much for being with us, buddy.
Thanks, guys. My pleasure. And I'll see you soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Hey, could you imagine, this is bizarre, could you imagine John Wick as Batman? Yeah, Keanu Reeves was asked about playing the Cape Crusader on the big screen. Are you going to hear what he had to say at 8:17 on The Rock?
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Fall is in the air. The kids are on the soccer field, and you're holding your coffee, thinking,
how is this only the first quarter?
Then you remember, you brought Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey from Heritage Distilling. Just a few drops in your cup, and there you go. You got this. Just 30 more less painful minutes. Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey, the soccer parents' little secret. Cocoa Bomb, 35% ABV, Gig Harbor, Washington.
If you need a place to enjoy the best years of your life after 60, help at home, or rehab after surgery, Carriage is here for you. Carriage is a family-owned healthcare and senior living company that puts people first. Enjoy a vibrant retirement in an elegant, amenity-rich community in Washington or California. Rehab after surgery in Bellevue or Renton, or care at home throughout King, Pierce, and Thurston counties. We're here for you. Learn more at carriage.com.
Fall is in the air. The kids are on the soccer field, and you're holding your coffee, thinking,
how is this only the first quarter?
Then you remember, you brought Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey from Heritage Distilling. Just a few drops in your cup, and there you go. You got this. Just 30 more less painful minutes. Cocoa Bomb chocolate whiskey, the soccer parents' little secret. Cocoa Bomb, 35% ABV, Gig Harbor, Washington.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Now, here's a guy I can get behind, Keanu Reeves, because he does a lot of good stuff.
He's like Bizarro Rock.
Exactly. I like that. You know what?
Got hair.
I love this, man. You kind of, you used a little Superman-y stuff on there, and you're right. He is the Bizarro Rock, man. And he's also voicing Batman. Keanu Reeves is voicing Batman in the new animated movie DC League of Super Pets, which I'm not sure I'm going to watch.
League of Super Pets?
Yeah, it's all about the pets of superheroes.
Oh, it's not like Bat Dog and Super Dog and Aqua Dog and...
Well, I mean, I only know about Crypto. I don't know about any of the other pets that are involved with superheroes in DC's world.
And The Rock is in that as well, by the way.
Oh, is he?
I think he is Crypto.
Awesome.
Oh, man, I don't know how to feel about this.
You feel good. That's what you feel.
Yeah, I really don't. So at the LA premiere, he was asked, Keanu was asked if he'd ever be interested in playing Batman on the big screen.
I mean, I love Batman as a character, and I love him as, like, in the comic books, in the films. So to get the opportunity to play Batman was awesome.
Now, you emphasize the voice. What if we would love to kind of see you step in the suit?
It's always been it's been a dream, but, there's Pattinson's got Batman right now, and he's doing awesome. So maybe down the road, maybe when they need an older Batman.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, then they do
Nicolas Cage will be pissed.
Yes, he will.
They do have stories with older Batman, so that'd be kind of cool.
Dude, it's such a trip to see, because he looks like John Wick, because he's got the long hair, because he is John Wick, obviously. So I just assume him to be very serious and angry, and I don't know why, but that's just kind of like my perception of Keanu Reeves. And he just seems like a fun-loving guy talking about Batman right there.
Yeah, he was very animated. If you watch the video on the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com, he's moving around like it's got like a cool hippie vibe to him. Like, hey man, moving around.
It's more like Bill and Ted version of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he's aging well. I think Keanu's aging very well, and it would be fascinating to see what he would do with that role.
Oh, what about Batman and Ted?
Batman and Ted.
Batman and Ted.
Yeah, Batman all of a sudden go on an excellent adventure with Ted.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, listen.
He's dressed as Robin, but he's not Robin.
I'm not high enough yet, but I feel like, you get me the right stuff, I'm up for that movie.
Keanu Reeves as Batman would kick ass.
Dude, yeah.
It would, dude, it's why not? You know what I mean?
And I'm the guy who's done with can we stop making Batman movies? But if you said, okay, we're making another Batman movie, but it's with Keanu Reeves, I'm like, okay, I'm willing to bend my own rule.
Oh, you break your own rule just to see Keanu
as Batman.
Play Batman. Okay.
Hell yeah.
And you want Ted as Robin?
Yes.
Alex Winter, is that who it is?
Alex Winter.
Yeah. Okay, Alex Winter's Robin. Okay. I'm ready for this.
Or even just have him be serious Batman, I mean, we've seen he kicks ass as John Wick. He would be a phenomenal Batman.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Ben Affleck's old Batman wasn't bad, but I mean, I thought it would be interesting. And there was, I guess, Christian Bale's last Batman. He was kind of old Batman. I mean, it's a definite cool version that has been written about a lot in the comics, old Batman. And there's also been a great with old Superman, like all the old dudes. So why not? Maybe we'll have like an old Justice League or something. So it's just like the wheelchair league.
They're all just hanging out like at a retirement village.
Yes.
Aquaman's just poolside, just chilling.
Always poolside.
Yeah, always poolside.
Unfortunately, Aquaman has been ruined for me by The Boys.
Dude, the Deep?
Yeah, the guy that's basically the parody of Aquaman.
What did they do to Aquaman?
Dude,
let's just say he has an intimate relationship with an octopus.
Yeah, he's doing things with the fish.
Kraken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's, just like The Boys, very graphic.
He released the Kraken?
Or the other way around.
And
really.
how?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good thing I never watched The Boys.
Yeah, if you're an Aquaman fan...
I'm a huge Aquaman fan.
Yeah, you're going to hate this guy. You're going to hate him as a human, and then you're going to hate him for his relationship with fish. Yeah. Hey, big news, and I'm not sure how the Rev's going to feel about this.
Oh, what?
I'm kind of excited to see where Rev goes on this, because you remember, everybody was a Wordle fan, and then when the New York Times bought Wordle, Rev went on protest.
But he came back.
I did, and now I kind of do it once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm not an everyday guy anymore.
Well, definitely not an everyday guy.
And it's funny with Rev because a lot of times, I wait for his update in the morning of his Wordle score to know that I'm on time for work because he did it every every day at the exact same time.
Not anymore.
And he stopped doing it, and I was like, I don't know what's going on with my life.
Is that why you messaged me asking about it?
Yes.
That's amazing. Yeah,
Where's
I
my alarm
haven't
clock?
I haven't even posted about it in forever, and I do it once in a while.
Well, the Times is now turning this popular game into a board game. Yes, Wordle, the board game, is coming out.
That's called Scrabble.
Kinda. I mean, it's more like Mastermind meets Scrabble, really.
I kind of like this idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you this, man. I think it would be kind of fun. But what they want to do is it's called World the Party Game, and we'll let this commercial explain to you what the game is all about.
You love playing Wordle to share your score. And now you can share your score in person with your group. So get your group ready to start a Wordle party. With Wordle, the party game, you can play with friends again and again. Anytime, anywhere.
Yeah, not just once a day.
Yeah, anytime, anywhere, buddy.
We could have little Wordle parties at the end of every show.
Oh, sweet.
And basically what happens is you got your people. Yep. You got your party. One person knows what the 5-letter word is, and then everyone else has 6 chances to guess it. It comes with dry erase boards and little green and yellow tiles to cover the letters with. And there's 4 different ways to play. And you can pre-order it on Amazon for $20. Nice. It's going to be shipping in October, or you can get it in Target, I would imagine, eventually. So there you go. Now, if you can't wait, being your board game extraordinaire here and enthusiast, there is another game that I think is really, really good, and it will give you that similar vibe, and it's already been out, and it was a big hit with the board game community. It's a game called Just One. And it's a similar thing but instead you basically, you show a card to people that has 6 words on it. You pick a number from 1 to 6 that tells them which word to use. They all have to write a clue. And then you close your eyes. They all write a clue. If anybody wrote the same clue, their clues are removed. And then whatever remaining clues are there, you have to open your eyes and try to guess what the word is based on the clues that they wrote.
And we played this at Vicky's house one time. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. This was a really fun party game.
Yeah, I believe still it's going to be superior to the Wordle game, but if you're really excited about a Wordle board game and you can't wait till October, Just One is a very fun game, and if you're a Wordle fan, I believe you're going to love this game, and it is a great party game, and you're not even trying to get scores. I mean, you don't even keep score. It's just a lot of fun. You're having a beverage.
Like apples to apples, that
absolutely.
Where it's you're just doing it more for here's a quick shocking moment where we could all laugh about and then keep laughing about as the night goes on.
Because when your friend is writing clues that are always disgusting, you go, okay, well, of course that's from him.
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah. Or when you go, man, I didn't write that clue because I thought you would write that clue, and you go, gosh, we could have given them the clue. It is a fun game, and it's called Just One.
The only fun thing about this with the Wordle game, I imagine, would just be literally playing with Steve, because usually your guess, your first guess is
moist.
Like moist, or like penis. Yeah. You just do the worst words for so everyone will probably single guess you unless you decide to go off of your normal track.
I wouldn't though. Yeah, dude, it's so hard playing games like apples to apples, or any game where you have the ability to say something raunchy or perverted joke, whatever, and you're doing it though with family members that just won't find that entertaining. So then you're there's this devil on your shoulders, just say moist, just say it to see what happens, or say penis. But then you realize, no, grandma's not going to like hearing that.
Grandma's not, and you're going to have to hear it from all the other people that you have to answer to.
Right. Did you just yell penis in front of our grandmother? Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
Steve, I forget this, and I want to ask you. We have had Dave Coulier on the show, haven't we?
We've had him in studio.
Okay.
Very nice guy.
Very, very good guy. It's interesting that and I remember we asked him. I remember, and that's why I wanted to be sure, because I thought I have this memory in my head. I always say, look, I know you probably get this question all the time, but I would be a bad host for my people if I didn't ask you, Dave, about the Alanis Morissette song "You Ought to Know."
And he talks about it he's never been, and he's always he's very nice about it. He never has anything negative to say about Alanis Morissette, and he gets why people are interested in that, because it's such an incredible story.
Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, I remember at least back when we interviewed Dave, he said, yes, the song was based on him and others.
Others, yes.
But what I find now is that, in the recent interview, he talks about the first time he heard the song and realized it was about him. And this fascinates me.
I'm driving in Detroit and I hear the hook for You Ought to Know come on the radio, and I'm like, wow, this is a really cool hook. And then I start listening to the lyrics going, ooh, oh no, I can't be this guy. And I went to the record store, bought the CD, and I went and I parked on a street and I listened to the whole record, and there was a lot of familiar stuff in there. And I thought, I think I may have really hurt this woman. Years later, we reconnected. She couldn't have been sweeter. And I said, what do you want me to say when people ask me about this relationship? And she said, you can say whatever you want. So she was really sweet about it.
That's a good question to ask her from him. Like, he already knew, he had the foresight to realize that there's going to be people, us included, that are going to ask that question. And how do I answer that without being disrespectful to you?
Yeah, Dave, it's so funny. The character he played on Full House, you would not expect him to be this kind, sweet guy that he is. And he even displayed more of that.
He was a very kind and sweet guy.
He was the best guy on
He was the comedy guy, wasn't he, though?
Yeah, but he was a nice guy.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. He was like a huggable one. He had a puppet as a friend.
It wasn't like he was like Andrew Dice Clay type comic.
Well, I thought he was too goofy to be deep enough to, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's my memory, but again, it's been a lot of times since I've seen Full House.
He was goofy, but yeah, he definitely had a heart, too.
Yeah, all right. Okay. All right. Then, I don't remember him that
he was
way.
The man-child he was the man-child who lived in the basement.
Yeah. Exactly. I always thought that, that really,
I like how we all jumped on.
We got
what the hell are you talking bad about Dave Coulier?
We got really protective of Uncle Joey.
Yeah, we did.
And I felt like Uncle Joey was probably not the most responsible out of the three dudes involved in those.
Well, he might not have been the most responsible, but he was a very kind and lovable guy.
Yeah. I still am very surprised. Dave Coulier seems nothing like that character, but you said he had more heart than I remember him for. I'll give you that.
Cut it out.
Yeah, sorry, man. I had no idea this nerve that I stepped on. I had no idea.
Dude, it was fun. When you said that, the look on my face, the
everybody,
face,
you guys were like,
face was just like, do not.
I figured Stamos said whatever. Jesse was the guy that I thought was, that everybody broke down with, like he was really no, was he too much of a playboy?
He was the bad boy, and I didn't go down for that. Yeah,
I didn't connect with Uncle Jesse as much as Uncle Joey.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Uncle Joey had the puppet too.
Yeah. Well, see, you love puppets. Yeah. You were all about puppets.
Wasn't it a beaver?
Yes. No, woodchuck.
Okay, yeah.
It was a woodchuck. That's right.
I'm sure it was a woodchuck, not supposed to be a beaver.
That's right.
Wow. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I watched a lot of Full House, guys.
Dude, that woodchuck was cool.
It was.
But here's what fascinated me, because when he said it was about other guys, when we interviewed him, there is specific stuff that go on in that song that if you're listening, like, what did she sing about in the song that he's like, oh, this is me?
I think the theater line was about him.
That's what I could
be wrong.
Yeah, and basically, did he leave her for somebody else, and therefore she's like, does she do all the great stuff I do? And then he said he listened to the whole CD, and I'm wondering, wow, what other stuff did she sing about on that CD, Jagged Little Pill, that was also about him? Like, I only thought You Ought to Know was the only song that she sang about, you're a jerk and you treated me badly. And I'm trying to think, wow, what other stuff did she sing?
There's the hidden track, I Hate Uncle Joey.
Oh, right, yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, I hate that damn woodchuck. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever listened to all of Jagged Little Pill.
It's a great album.
I think the only song I know is is One Hand in My Pocket in that one?
Yeah, all of it. Everything you know.
No, Thank You's not on that record. That's one of my favorite songs.
What's not on there?
Thank You.
You're right. Thank You is the only one that's not in there. It's a damn good song. And you definitely see some growth in Alanis Morissette in that song, which has got to be, I feel like Thank You was 10 years after Jagged Little Pill.
And was that the one with the music video where she's wearing like a flesh-colored skin suit? Like, not skin, but like a flesh-colored, like, fabric.
I remember she's walking on a road. That's all I remember from the video. So
I just remember at one point she did wear like a tight skin, like a tight suit that was skin-colored, and it was like,
remember that
people were like,
"Oh yeah,
is Alanis naked?" And then you realize, no, she's not naked. She's just wearing some kind of a.
Is she wearing that?
She was. Yeah, it was meant to be making her look naked, walking around and being like on the subway and stuff like that. Yeah.
Totally wow, I totally forget that. How do I? Nice. Oh, yeah. That's Thank You?
Yeah.
Whoa, man. I had a thing for Alanis Morissette. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it's understandable.
Yeah. Especially with that suit on she wore. Yeah. There was that whole album was good, but then that was it. I mean, almost every song on that album was a hit.
I don't remember anything else off of that record.
All I really wanted You Ought to Know. Perfect. Yeah, Hand in My Pocket was in there. You Learn.
High five.
You Learn was a good one.
That's where Jagged Little Pill is in there. There's no song Jagged Little Pill. I think Jagged Little Pill is a phrase in You Learn.
All I really want.
Yeah.
ironic. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of hits.
There's a lot on this.
that she was like Hootie. I mean, it was like
or
there's
Third
the
Eye
one album.
Blind, too.
Yeah.
They were like,
they
were bands you didn't even need to own their record. You already heard over 50% of the record just by watching like MTV or listening to the radio.
Those bands, I say, unfortunately put out their greatest hit album first.
Yes.
That's, I mean, really, when you think about it, usually bands need 3 or 4 albums before they can put out a greatest hits album.
And looking at the wiki on this is amazing. For You Ought to Know, Dave Navarro played guitar and Flea played bass.
Wow.
Yep. That's so cool.
And Taylor Hawkins was her drummer before he ended up going into the Foo Fighters.
That's true.
Yep, he was the drummer for Alanis Morissette.
Wow. He writes, Dave Grohl writes about that. I just read that. It's so funny you bring it up, Steve, because I just read that chapter in Storyteller. And Dave remembers being there with Taylor during an Alanis show. And she basically goes up to him and goes, "Hey, Taylor, I mean, look, when are you going to leave me and go to him? I know you're going to leave me and go be his drummer."
Yeah.
She just straight up tells Taylor that.
Yeah, it's crazy to see some like the old footage of her like performing like MTV Spring Break or something along those lines. And there's a young Taylor Hawkins behind the kit playing drums. I don't know if he played drums on the record, but he definitely played drums with her when they toured.
Yes, and Steve, it's funny since we're talking. I mean, we bring it up. You've talked about it before. Like, will this band be able to get back together because of the relationship that Dave had with Taylor, which he writes about in this latest chapter I've been reading? Just how how close and in a way probably how healing that relationship was, because he's trying to start something new. He's still getting over the loss of Kurt, and Taylor came along at a time in his life where they both were just so close and had such great fun together as he was leaving Seattle, doing that, transition time in LA before he went back to Virginia, Dave. And he talked about just how, and so I'm reading it heartbroken because I know this book was done before Taylor passed. It's, I didn't realize just how close those two were. You did, and I'm now learning about it reading Storyteller, which is, by the way, a terrific book. Boy, Dave, man, that guy just, everything he touches just is amazing.
He's a good egg, as they say.
I mean, he's just talented. I mean, it is a well-written book. It is, Dave he tells you everything, and you're really going along in his life, and he doesn't hide anything, and you just see, everything about his life, and it just makes you like the dude even more. And the book is just, it's a well-written book.
That's what I loved about, there was a document, there's been a few like docu pieces on the Foo Fighters. I can't remember which one this was from, but where he talks very honestly about like the whole, before Taylor Hawkins was the drummer, they had William Goldsmith, and him secretly re-recording the drums behind his back, and was very honest about, hey, I didn't handle that the best way that I could. I could have been better about how I handled the drummer situation, with the former drummer for the Foo Fighters, because Dave wasn't happy with how the recordings were going, and just said, F it, I'm going to record it myself, not realizing you're also crushing somebody's spirit by doing that behind their back.
Yeah, he brings that up too. He does, and you're right, and he's open about it, which
is cool.
Yeah, it is cool because all of us do have moments in our lives where we're jerks, and I think that sometimes is maybe a little bit of the trouble that we're into when society is like, look, you're going to be the bad guy once in a while, and the best thing you can do is just admit it and apologize. That would make so many things better in relationships all over the world. If you realize, look, it's okay. We're all bad guys once in a while. It's not, it's just what it is.
Dave Grohl, even when he's a jerk, still figures out a way to become the nicest guy in the world.
It's so true, man. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Legend says that monks invented what salty snack?
Salty nuts.
No.
Yeah, that's it.
Salty pretzels.
Yes.
If you didn't get that one, I would have been disturbed.
Same,
right?
That is your go-to. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 8:30. Make that 8:47. I know what I'm doing. 8:47 on the Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? and that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all 3 of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Be ready for the handoff with Heritage Distilling's canned cocktails. Real cocktails made with real spirits. Drop the hard seltzers made by Big Beer on the East Coast with their fake flavors, fake sweeteners, and after-game bloating.
Ew.
Real cocktails can only be made with real spirits. Heritage Distilling's canned cocktails. Locally made, locally loved, and award-winning. Available at local retailers and heritagedistilling.com. 6.9% ABV, Gig Harbor, Washington.
If you need a place to enjoy the best years of your life after 60, help at home, or rehab after surgery, Carriage is here for you. Carriage is a family-owned healthcare and senior living company that puts people first. Enjoy a vibrant retirement in an elegant, amenity-rich community in Washington or California. Rehab after surgery in Bellevue or Renton, or care at home throughout King, Pierce, and Thurston counties. We're here for you. Learn more at carriage.com.
Be ready for the handoff with Heritage Distilling's canned cocktails. Real cocktails made with real spirits. Drop the hard seltzers made by Big Beer on the East Coast with their fake flavors, fake sweeteners, and after-game bloating.
Ew.
Real cocktails can only be made with real spirits. Heritage Distilling's canned cocktails. Locally made, locally loved, and award-winning. Available at local retailers and heritagedistilling.com. 6.9% ABV, Gig Harbor, Washington.
Nobody likes keeping track of a wallet full of credit cards with complicated rewards categories. And BECU members like Heather don't have to.
With this card, I don't really spend a lot of time thinking about it. I just use it and pay it. It's pretty simple.
Keep things simple with the Cashback Visa from BECU. No more confusing categories, no more blackout dates. Just 1.5% cash back on every purchase. BECU. Power in people. Member compensated for participation. Cash advances and cash-like transactions do not qualify as purchases. Contact BECU at 800-233-2328 for current product and rate information.
Winter is rapidly approaching, so prepare now. Your outdoor and crawl space pipes are susceptible to freezing temperatures, cracks, and bursts. That could leave you with thousands in repairs or irreparable damage. At Spartan Plumbing, our experts ask the right questions, giving honest and knowledgeable answers, and making sure we're recommending the right solution for your unique system before disaster strikes. Call Spartan for your consultation today, 253-306-0309, or visit SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Spartan Plumbing, repaired right the first time. Winter is rapidly approaching, so prepare now. Your outdoor and crawl space pipes are susceptible to freezing temperatures, cracks, and bursts. That could leave you with thousands in repairs or irreparable damage. At Spartan Plumbing, our experts ask the right questions, giving honest and knowledgeable answers, and making sure we're recommending the right solution for your unique system before disaster strikes. Call Spartan for your consultation today, 253-306-0309, or visit SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Spartan Plumbing, repaired right the first time.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. We've got our loud and local band of the week, and this week, it's Atrocity Girl. It's our
Loud and Local Band of the Week, Atrocity Girl. You want to find out how to get their music?
Oh, man, I got a record that they just put out last month featuring a great song that's all about you, BJ.
Oh, really?
It's called F Yourself. No?
Thank you for that. That's what they put on here for.
Wow. Also, they're releasing their new single, Suffering Skin, today. They just played Shed Fest, and they're heading off to Scotland.
Well, in spite of that one
Dig
song.
these ladies.
Yeah. In spite of that one song, you should really check them out. And if you're loving local music, then Sunday nights on The Rock is the place for you. We have a show at 8 o'clock. It's called Loud and Local. 2 hours of great Pacific Northwest music. Bands like Atrocity Girl. It's Friday! Gotta get down on Friday! Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend. Partying. Fun. Looking forward to the weekend. Happy Friday, everybody! Woo!
Yeah, buddy.
Beautiful out there. Hopefully it stays that way this whole weekend.
Oh, it better. Tomorrow it's showing up in the mail from Amazon Prime. The watermelon inflatable pool.
Oh, snap.
It got pushed up a day. That never happened.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's to show up on Sunday. Now it's Saturday.
That's going to be perfect.
Yep.
Party time.
You know where I'll be Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, you will.
Hanging out inside a watermelon.
Yeah, if you guys see it. And there could be a walking pole sighting, could be a hiking pole sighting, because I'm going to be out there in the wilderness.
Ooh, nice. The wilderness.
Yeah.
I'm
actually
going
to. I'm going to be
Bellevue
going.
Mall.
No, I'm going to actually try. My wife and I are going to try a moderate trail.
Ooh,
wow. They usually only do the easy trails. I'm going to give it a shot and see what's up.
I have seen those walking poles, not yours, but other people's poles out there on the trails. I've seen that before. Well, yeah, just the walking poles.
Okay.
And they seem very useful out there. You get your little spikies out and stuff doing it that style.
Oh, yeah, I got the spikies in case anybody tries to mess with me.
Good. Yeah, watch out for bears.
But I also have the rubber tips because I don't want to destroy the environment either. So
fair enough. All right.
You're being safe. You're with your wife. You don't need the rubber tips, guys. Come on.
Wow. Let's get to our contestant today. We've got Millie in Linwood. Millie, you there?
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Steve, get out of here. Goodbye.
I'm 2-2-2, by the way.
Oh, wow. There we go.
This is going to do it. Or not.
And speaking of rubbers, this is like the rubber match, right?
Oh, gosh.
This is the rubber match.
At least you're being safe. For those playing at home, Millie will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Millie, you can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
In the game of hearts, winning every heart and the queen of spades is referred to as shooting the what?
Pass.
The soft drink Mr. Pibb was introduced as a competitor to which popular
Dr.
soft
Pepper.
drink? Yes. How many championships has LeBron James won?
4.
Yes. What TV show did Melrose Place spin off from?
Dawson's Creek.
No.
Pass.
Who won this year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
Jimmy something.
No.
Jimmy. Pass.
In which city is the Golden Gate Bridge located?
San Francisco.
Yes. What famous K-pop boy band sings the hit song Dynamite?
BTS.
Yes. In which track and field event do athletes throw a spear?
Javelin.
Yes. Who does Demi Moore have 3 children with?
Ashton Kutcher.
No.
Pass.
Dean Martin recorded the early 60s song Ain't That a Kick in the What?
Pants.
No.
Rear.
No.
Booty.
No. In the game of hearts, winning every heart and the queen of spades is referred to as shooting the what?
Stars.
No, close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correct.
Ain't that a kick in the booty?
You know what? That might actually be a better version of that. Well, don't say anything now. Steve's coming back in. We don't want to give him any help.
Don't help him, buddy.
He might not even get to that question. We don't know.
Yeah.
Here he is. He's back.
In the booty.
Hey, man. All right, Steve.
What did I walk in on?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I just walk in here, BJ go in the booty.
Yeah.
That just shows you where your mind is.
Well, you said it. There's no other frame of reference there.
Yes, there is. No, but I'm just saying that there is. He just decides to go to a bad place. When he hears the question, he'll understand.
Okay. All right.
I understand now.
Steve, are you ready?
All right.
Man, unbelievable, you pervs.
In the game of hearts, winning every heart and the queen of spades is referred to as shooting the what?
The hearts?
No.
Shooting the biatches.
No.
That's it. Shooting the poop.
No.
Shooting
the soft drink Mr. Pibb was introduced as a competitor to which popular soft drink?
Dr. Pepper.
Yes. How many championships has LeBron James won?
He has won 4.
Yes.
Yes, he has.
He
won 4.
The TV show Melrose spun off from what?
Beverly Hills 90210.
Yes. Who won this year's Nathan's hot dog eating contest?
Is that Danny V?
No.
Kobayashi?
No.
What the hell is his name? Bill Gates.
No. In which city is the Golden Gate Bridge located?
Wow. San Francisco.
Yes. What famous K-pop boy band sings the hit song Dynamite?
Oh, man. You got to bring him up after they're taking a break. BTS.
Yes.
Yeah, so hurt by that.
In which track and field event do athletes throw a spear?
Javelin.
Yes. Who does Demi Moore have 3 children with?
Bruce Willis?
Yes. Dean Martin recorded the early 60s song Ain't That a Kick in the What?
Dingling?
No! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You win 7-5.
Oh, sorry, Millie.
I concede. Well done, Mr. Migs.
Thank you, my friend. Have a great weekend.
Have a great one, Millie.
That was your tiebreaker.
Yep. You did it. Yep. You won the rubber.
Ain't that a kick in the booty?
Yeah.
It's called kicking the booty?
No. But that's what Millie said.
Oh.
So BJ's just been singing that.
I almost guessed that because I walked.
Yeah.
I was like, is that what? And I'm like, there's no way the song's called Kicking the Booty.
Literally not. Nope, that one. BJ, would you like to answer?
I sure would. It is called Kick in the Head.
Yep. Ain't that a kick in the head?
Oh, I was about to say Kick in the Pants.
Those are all guessed.
Yeah.
And yeah. Millie danced all around that. And you went with Ding-a-ling. And so, yeah.
My Ding-a-ling was a song, though, by Chuck Berry back in the day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Does anybody happen to know who won Nathan's hot dog eating contest this year?
Joey Chestnut.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of his name.
Joey Chestnut.
Is it Kobayashi or Kobashi?
Kobayashi.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's been kind of like, I guess, kicked out of all of those eating contests.
Well,
he's the bad boy of it. I don't know what he does, but apparently he pissed people off.
Well, and also, Rev, don't forget that maneuver that he did.
Nobody knows that except for Star Trek fans, dude.
Exactly. I'm just going to do it for Star Trek fans. Thank you.
Yeah,
Is that the Kobayashi Maru?
Yeah. Oh, look at Steve.
Yeah, look at Steve knows.
I remember from the movie.
I guess I'll never have to. I'll never be able to use that question.
That was at that first movie with Chris Pine, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they recreated Kobayashi Maru on that one.
I've never been so proud of one of my children before.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
it was a good one. I actually
it was. A lot of Trek fans hated it, and I'm like, you know what? You're high. JJ did a great job. I really loved all. I didn't love the last movie, but I liked it. But I liked so far. I'm a JJ guy.
And also in the game of hearts, winning every heart and the queen of spades is known as shooting the
anybody but me. No.
Shot?
No, shooting the moon.
Shooting the moon.
Oh. Yeah. Yep. Played that all the time with my in-laws. And some of the finest moments I've had with my father-in-law, God rest his soul, is he always thought my wife and I were in cahoots. And I tell him, we're on this, are we on teams here playing this game? Because you're not supposed to be, but we kind of were.
Oh, you troll.
Yeah, and we always knew his strategy. He would have the same strategy. He would always short suit himself in clubs. So of course we'd always pass him clubs, and he'd get so pissed at us every time. And so Hearts is such a fun game. I have lots of good memories.
Congratulations on winning, Steve.
He'd always try to shoot the moon too, and it would be like, yeah, you're not going to do that, Mr. Club short shooter. You're just not going to do it. All right, well, I got to tell you, it is your time, people. You've been waiting. You've been patient. You said, when will my voice be heard? And now it will be. Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Talk about whatever you like. We got your calls. You got your texts. We'll take those at 917 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. It's Listeners on the Loose, where you pick the topic, you guide the show. And Vicky, who are the fine folks bringing Listeners on the Loose to us today? As we are doing 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Listeners on the Loose.
Advanced Hair Restoration, BJ.
Oh, very cool. They're good people.
Yes.
And here's the opportunity of your lifetime. You get to call in, say what you want to say. You can text us. But do remember that Steve has one rule.
And that's to show some energy and bring it. Otherwise, we're going to have to gong you. And then say goodbye.
Goodbye, old friend.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
Getting a lot of text messages about this. One person said, Migs, what do you think about the Pantera reunion? Another person said, hey, guys, you see that Pantera is getting back together and touring next year? I have seen this. And
yeah, I am curious what you think about this because, there are some people who think it should never happen.
Right, because sadly, the Abbott brothers, Dimebag and also Vinnie Paul, they're no longer with us. And they are really, truly the heart and soul of Pantera. Obviously, Rex and Phil are members of the band. But, I mean, it's this iconic drumming, iconic guitar playing. And sadly, that we don't have those two guys in our lives. But I'd be a hypocrite to say that they shouldn't tour. Because, I mean, I am a fan of the new version of Alice in Chains. I say new. They've been around now for over 10 years with William Duvall, Mike Inez on bass. And that's a band that lost two of their members with Mike Starr and Lane Staley. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, it's not our right to tell them they can't tour. If the band wants to keep doing it and be happy, who am I to say they shouldn't? If I don't like it, I just won't go. And that was my mentality with Pantera. I was like, I'd be a hypocrite to say they shouldn't do it. I don't think I have any interest in seeing this version until they announced who they have filling in for Dime and Vinny. And I got to say, they're doing it right. First of all, they got the blessing of the Abbott estate. So Vinny's family, Dimebag's family have all said, by all means, go on tour. So I think that's a good thing, because
that is cool.
That's important because I think, if they were like, I'm not happy about you guys going on tour with our family members no longer there, that would be something I'd be like, that would make me kind of feel weird about it. But now I just heard that Zakk Wylde is going to be playing guitar, who is a close friend of Dimebag. I mean,
okay.
And stylistically can play that type of guitar playing. He's got that kind of a vibe. And they got Charlie Benante, the drummer of Anthrax, that's going to be playing drums, also very similar in style and can definitely do the parts that Vinnie Paul did. And they were friends. So I'm like, they got their friends. They got the friends of the guys who are no longer there. I have to agree. I have to admit that's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm going to want to spend a lot of money to go see it, but if a free pair came in my hands, I'd go check it out.
Oh, really? If you know what? When you give anybody something for free, sure, right. Why not? Why not check it out?
That's going to be a pretty damn epic show.
Yeah, I can't add anything to what you said, Steve. I think those are all really good points as far as they did it right.
Yeah. Like, they could have done this completely wrong, and I kind of expected that they would, to be honest with you. And the fact that they did it the way that they did, more importantly with the family of Dimebag and Vinny being like, yeah, go ahead and go on this tour. At that point, what the hell? I don't have any say in this. It's them. Like, they lost their bandmates, and if this is something that they want to do, that's up to them.
Yeah, and the fact that you get people that can cover the parts who were friends of the people,
right?
I don't think you can ask. What else could you ask for?
It's more of a celebration of the music then,
yeah,
as opposed to a couple of hired hands, and then you're trying to act like it's no different. Like, I'm like, could I ever see Kiss without Gene and Paul? And I feel like it's on the same level. Like, the Abbott brothers were the Gene and Paul of Pantera.
Yeah, I don't have look, I'm not as huge of a fan as other people, so obviously those huge diehard fans are going to have their opinion, but I'm all for sharing art. I think it's like, they always say that when you will never be forgotten as long as your name is mentioned. And I think it's the same thing with their music. As long as that music's played, you will never forget those guys.
And Zakk Wylde on guitar, that's going to be pretty epic.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm all for that, and I'm also unbelievably surprised you're not a hypocrite. I really, because you usually go down the hypocrite road. I really thought you'd do that for me.
No, there was part of me was just like, I don't see that. That's blasphemy. And I'm like, damn it, I argue with people all the time about Alice in Chains. This is no different.
But you are really a card-carrying hypocrite. I think you're really betraying yourself here.
That's true, and I'm very proud of being a hypocrite many times.
I mean, it's a little disappointing to all of us folks that like to see that way.
Rev, were you a Pantera fan?
No, not really.
Okay, I didn't know if that was your thing.
Yeah, he's a Panera fan. I think that's where you confuse it.
Same here.
Loves Panera.
Their bread, forget about it.
So I can understand. That's easily confused because Rev posts all the time about Panera. Yeah.
So it's that all the family of the deceased are behind this reunion. They're also kind of billing it as a Pantera tribute. Danny, you weren't a Pantera fan.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I followed it when the news broke of when he died.
Dimebag, yeah.
But beyond that, I never really listened to the music.
Yeah, that first album, I mean, I was obsessed with them. Vulgar Display of Power than one of their other albums. That was also, and there's 2 or 3 albums I was like a huge fan of. I'd be lying if I said though I was like a massive Pantera fan.
I really did like Vulgar Display of Power.
Oh,
like not only because of the album artwork where dude's getting punched right in the face, but there's some good stuff on there too.
Yes. And for a lot of Pantera fans that were never alive when this band was an actual touring band.
You get a chance to actually see it. So, yeah.
Because they broke up. I mean, obviously things were definitely done when Dimebag was unfortunately murdered on stage, but that wasn't during Pantera's time. Like, he was already done with Pantera. That was when they were playing with, I think, Damage Plan. When all that went down.
Yes,
Pat Lachman on vocals, who was great. But yes, I mean, Pantera was already done for many years while both of the Abbott brothers were alive. So, I mean, I don't even know when the last time Pantera played a live show. There's probably people in their 20s that are like, they've never seen them.
Yeah, and look, people are about that, man. They're about seeing any form of a band that they love that they never got a chance to see live.
August 26, 2001 was their final show.
So we're talking over 20 years ago.
In Japan, so you didn't even, like, most people wouldn't have been able to see it.
I didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Over 20 years ago?
Yeah, because they had a falling out. Like, they broke up and things weren't good between them and the singer Phil.
Yeah.
But, wow.
We're very old.
That was like right when I started going to shows. Like, I went to my first Offspring show in May of 2001.
Somebody can legally drink that was not alive when Pantera.
Yeah.
Why do you have to bring this stuff up? Don't do it. Stop counting. Stop using numbers, Steve. Don't do it.
Stop using numbers.
Their last show was literally on my 12th birthday. And I'm in my 30s.
Okay, stop using numbers, Vicky.
It was August 28th.
So didn't you lose your virginity listening to Pantera, Migs? Yes.
Oh. That's a random piece of
how
somebody remembered.
Yeah.
I know it is very random. I don't think I've shared that a lot of times, but
I didn't even
Yeah, that was in college, and it was the song "Effing Hostile."
Did you ever share it here, or did you share it on the end? I can't, because I mean, you have a lot of listeners that listen to both shows. It was on our show
at
that you
some
shared
point.
It.
I don't remember. It might have been even before Danny's time.
It's vaguely familiar, but you're right. It's so funny what some of our listeners remember, because it's a long time ago since you've mentioned that, I believe.
And that's not a very romantic song.
Yeah.
Effing Hostile.
And again, Rev lost his virginity outside of Panera. I don't want people to get confused. He was really excited about a brand new sandwich they had there.
Those bread bowls, man.
That mac and cheese is what
the authorities were called.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now.
The bread boat?
Yeah, you will do things as if it was a
floats.
Yeah, you'll do things.
So speaking of Pantera, though, I was too young to ever see them, and so I'm very pumped for this. I also love Black Label Society and Zakk Wylde, so this is going to be an amazing thing. Pantera's what inspired me to play guitar. Nobody shreds like Dimebag.
Yeah, I'm happy that people are going to be going to this and getting a lot of joy out of it, because that's really what I think. I think that's what it should be. I really do. So. It is Listeners on the Loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show, 206-421-ROCK. You can also text us at 77999. We got your calls. We got your texts. We'll take those at 9:33 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Pipes, camera, action. When Jones Plumbing started to back up, she knew she had a big problem. That's when she called Spartan Plumbing. They arrived on time and showed her a dirty movie of her sewer. Spartan Plumbing knew what had to be done, explained everything, and worked tirelessly to clear the clog. For all your plumbing needs, call Spartan Plumbing, 253-306-0309 or SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Free dirty movies with sewer inspection. Winter is rapidly approaching, so prepare now. Your outdoor and crawl space pipes are susceptible to freezing temperatures, cracks, and bursts. That could leave you with thousands in repairs or irreparable damage. At Spartan Plumbing, our experts ask the right questions, giving honest and knowledgeable answers, and making sure we're recommending the right solution for your unique system before disaster strikes. Call Spartan for your consultation today, 253-306-0309, or visit SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Spartan Plumbing, repaired right the first time. Pipes, camera, action. When Jones Plumbing started to back up, she knew she had a big problem. That's when she called Spartan Plumbing. They arrived on time and showed her a dirty movie of her sewer. Spartan Plumbing knew what had to be done, explained everything, and worked tirelessly to clear the clog. For all your plumbing needs, call Spartan Plumbing, 253-306-0309 or SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Free dirty movies with sewer inspection.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. It's listeners on the loose. You pick the topic. You guide the show. 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999.
BJ, you're going to love this. So we're during the break. I'm talking to Danny, and he's like, hey, so what do you got planned this weekend? I'm like, I'm going to be ring announcing. I'm going to be at Defy Wrestling tomorrow night. It's going to be a blast at Washington Hall. That's always a great time. Rest of the time, I'm going to just rest. And I'm like, hey, so what about you? What do you got going on? He was mentioning how like his girlfriend's going to be out of town. And I thought he just said, and it threw me off because Danny's never spoken or said he's ever touched marijuana. And I thought he said, I'm going to smoke some dope. I'm like, what? Bro, girlfriend's out of town. All of a sudden, you're getting into the marijuana.
Time to party.
Yeah,
He's
good
finally become a Seattleite.
Turns out my hearing is not all that great. He didn't say smoke some dope. He said smoke some goat.
Yes.
Huh?
Which is even more surprising.
Okay, yeah. I immediately I totally didn't think of the cooking. I really thought, is that a new thing? People are now like chopping up goats and smoking it?
Right, that's why I was like, for half a second, I'm like, what? Like, is this a thing? Like, I didn't know. Like, and Linda's out of town. All of a sudden, the bong comes out.
You should have seen Steve's face, though. He was like, what did you just say?
I would have been the same way, yeah.
So then when he said smoke some goat, I'm like, goat. And then for a second, I'm like, wait a second, that's also kind of weird.
Also, yes. So you're going to Traeger up a goat?
Yeah, so there's at the West Seattle Farmers Market, which happens every Sunday, there's a guy who sells goat meat. And I've been intrigued for the longest time. And in my nerd mission to smoke all kinds of meats, I was like, I'm going to buy some goat shanks. So here we are. And I'm going to try to make some goat tacos on Sunday.
Why do I have a feeling that Joey D's might be part of this? Is he or not?
No, he's not.
That's right. It's goat. I don't think Joey wants to be part of goats.
No, he's still pretty particular about the meat he eats.
This is so weird. We're talking about it and literally got a text from a texter that just said, hey, what are you guys going to be eating or cooking on your Traegers this weekend? I'm smoking some pork booty for homemade mac and cheese.
Nice. Pork butt. Oh, boy, that's so good.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
I'm probably just doing some Beyond Meat burgers. Not nearly as crazy as a goat. But.
You know what we did last weekend, which I think you would have really respected, was we smoked some artichokes.
Nice.
Yeah, we did artichokes and this it was like this mayo dill egg dip, and it was so good. Like, it was one of the best artichokes I've ever had.
So is goat... Have you had goat meat before?
I have. There's an South Indian restaurant in Issaquah that I've been to, and I always get the goat karuma, which is kind of just like a masala sauce with goat in it, and it's delicious.
Huh.
That being said, I just wanted to try to see what I could do, and everything that I've looked up is goat meat is so lean that you have to braise it because it doesn't have a lot of fat on it.
Okay.
So it was like goat tacos, and I was like, all right, I'm going to try to make some goat tacos.
Yeah, I'm just going to have goat jerky at that point in time.
Right. Which I'm also okay with. I'll eat jerky all day long.
I'm disappointed because there was a cool barbecue restaurant where we're going to be. I think it's called the Smokies Barbecue that's temporarily closed. And it's so funny. Google says it's open at midnight on Monday until 12:30 a.m. on Monday, and it's closed the rest of the days of the week.
So for a half hour?
Yeah, for some reason they're open for a half hour Monday morning at midnight.
What?
Everything
must go.
Google must be high, but I went to Yelp. It's temporarily closed, and it's got great reviews, and like it's a nice drive on the way to Leavenworth. And I thought, it'll be great. We can just have some good barbecue. Not going to happen.
I say, are you going to Leavenworth?
I don't know where we're going.
Okay.
We're going to take a ride on Route 2 and just see what's
what
up
happens.
and see. It's just a little weekend thing. See where we find a trail we might want to hike that's not going to kill us.
Nice.
You know, so and if it turns out we don't like anything, we're going to be close to Leavenworth at that point. So we might just take a ride into Leavenworth. It's going to be one of those. Hey, let's see what's up. We got a suitcase. We'll find a place to stay.
Bring your poles and to run down that hill in Leavenworth. You know, Tatum tried to do it and she didn't succeed.
I've got those poles, buddy. They're coming with me.
You can see the video on my Instagram page. I sent it to the music of Jackass because I was just like, why? As I'm watching her.
I didn't see this one.
Oh, Vicky, if you could pull it up, it's on my Instagram at I'm Steve Migs, and it's like we're at Leavenworth, and there's that hill right by the Leavenworth sign that everybody loves to run down and fall or roll down it. When it's snowing, they sled down. It's nothing very steep, but she's seeing all the quote unquote big kids doing it, so she's like, I want to do it. And I'm like, better pull out the phone for this because I can't imagine it's going to go well, but it's grass. Boy. And she starts running down the hill. And it's so adorable because she starts picking up steam, and you could just tell she's pumped.
Yeah.
And as
there she goes.
She's going, and then she just goes too fast. And
boom! It's over.
That looks bad, though, man. She like hits the knee and then face down.
Yeah. How did she survive it?
She was great. She was laughing.
Nice. Okay.
Because then some people are like, is your daughter okay? I'm like, well, yeah, I wouldn't have posted this if she was not okay.
Fair.
I have to watch this video every day now, because she thinks it's the funniest video ever.
Oh, that is awesome. That boy, if she can really translate falls into fun.
She's landing on grass. I mean, it wasn't anything bad.
You know how kids are sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes kids will, they look around and go, "What's my reaction? I just fell." And depending upon what the parents do, sometimes the kid will mirror that where, really it wasn't that big of a deal.
We are the parents that do not react until she reacts, because it's just not worth. Because if we hear crying, then we become, oh my gosh, are you okay? If we don't hear crying, it's like nothing happened. And she watches it and laughs hysterically.
Yeah, that was a good fall, like Rev said.
Yeah.
She slammed in two different places. I saw that and I thought, oh my God, I'd be so wrecked if that was me.
It's
I thought I'd be so hurt.
Yeah, either we're grooming a future stunt kid or a huge narcissist because she likes to watch videos of herself all the time.
Yes, probably to both.
Yes.
I also like how you tagged Johnny Knoxville in it and was like, hey, sign her up.
Yeah.
He never responded. He sent me a DM. He's like, dude, is your kid okay? That's messed up.
206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Joe. Joe in Covington, you are on the Rock. Hola, Joe. Hola. Don't forget the Men's Room Afternoons here on the Rock. What you got for us, buddy?
So you guys are talking about smoked meats, and I heard someone say smoked artichokes.
Andy said that.
I did 2 pineapples.
Ooh,
nice.
Didn't Rev, you smoked a pineapple?
Yeah.
Yep. Shave off the skin of the pineapple, and one recipe was to take brown sugar and coat it with the brown sugar.
Oh my God, sounds
and
delicious
then
already.
you can either cube it up and put it on the Traeger, or just leave it the way it is and cube it when you're going to eat it. And then I did another one, same thing, brown sugar, and then I took Fireball whiskey, put it in a gallon bag, and put the pineapple in the bag and let it soak for about 2 hours.
Damn.
And then put it on the Traeger. I don't use a Traeger, but I use a Cuisinart smoker. Right. Anyways, same concept, and you don't taste like the alcohol of the Fireball, but you get that cinnamon, and I used the applewood pellet, so nice. It was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
And can you get trash from having too many of that pineapple, or is the alcohol burned off?
No, it burns off.
Oh, okay.
Did you drink the Fireball though? Still?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's the important story. Yeah.
I was shooting it out of a shot glass, and it tastes like pineapple and Fireball.
That sounds awesome.
Dude, wow.
It was
awesome. I love that. And Danny, think about that. Joe's idea. It's perfect for pizza. So once you smoke that pineapple, Danny, huh?
One of my greatest experiments was taking a pineapple, wrapping it in bacon, doing the lattices with the bacon, and then smoking it. So marinating that with a Fireball as well. Ooh, that sounds great. I might have
weekend plans.
I might have to pick up a couple pineapples this weekend.
And forget the lawn.
And pineapple flavored Fireball sounds like a really fun combo,
right?
Yeah,
the pineapple and cinnamon.
It might actually bring me back to Fireball.
Oh. Yeah, I think we all have that moment where you just have to be like, yeah, I'm good with Fireball for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us.
I haven't gotten my Traeger yet. You guys have very much inspired me, but it's coming hopefully soon where we're going to get one as a family.
Ooh.
That being said, one of my favorite things to do on the grill with pineapple is do the rings, grill them up, smoke them, add cinnamon sugar, and then top it with vanilla ice cream.
Well, yeah.
It is one of the best, like, quote-unquote healthy treats. It's still sugar and ice cream.
You top ice cream on top.
Yeah, I'm not sure ice cream makes that healthy treat, but I'm going to, you know what, I still like the idea.
You could do a frozen yogurt, I guess.
Yeah, but who wants to do that? I mean,
not I.
No.
Come on. Yeah, no way, man. It still sounds delicious.
We have a texter that needs our advice.
All right, here we go. It's listeners on the loose. You
especially
pick the topic.
With the weekend coming up, I feel like we got to help them before we get done.
Okay.
Rumor has it that the hottest sales chick at our sales staff has an open relationship with her husband.
Oh.
They supposedly have an agreement where each of them gets a freebie each year.
Oh.
Now, her and I, we always jokingly flirt with each other. Should I ask her about being her freebie?
Yes.
No, Danny. I mean, Danny's a troll.
Well, you said rumor has it. Is it worth the risk of being fired?
Yeah,
if that rumor's not true and she doesn't really do that kind of thing, oh boy.
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble.
So I say find out if the rumor's true, and then yes, say can I be your freebie?
What kind of open relationship is it? It's just one time per year. That's why this is suspicious to me.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
because like, what if you meet somebody in February that's just, oh, this is the one I want to go to Slam Town with. And then you're like, well, crap, there's still 10 more months where I could possibly find someone that's even more deserving of my slam abilities.
And technically speaking, it wouldn't be an open relationship. An open relationship, I feel like comic book guy here, is where you actually have more than one partner, where it's more love
Vicky,
involved.
The open relationship gatekeeper over there.
No, expert. They're more of a swinger, and they have their specific rules. We swing once a year, and that's it. So it's not necessarily an open relationship because it doesn't sound like they are having relationships with these people.
I didn't realize swinging and open relationship were two different terms. Thank you, Victoria.
Yeah, I think you got to wait till like October, November before you cash in the freebie.
What if they have a specific date though? Like every year on July 15th, they do their open.
This is like a premise of a really bad rom-com.
I hope it's their Valentine's Day excursion. Yeah. It's just with other people.
Yeah, are there certain dates that are no, you can't do it, like anniversary, birthday, Valentine's Day?
Oh, I think anniversary is the perfect
Flag Day
to honor this marriage.
Anniversary?
Yeah. I mean, to honor our marriage, let's bang other people on our anniversary.
Especially for the guy, it's not always, the pickings aren't always easy. I don't know how this, whatever situation, but like, what if he gets the ultimate opportunity on like 12 noon on the anniversary, but he's not seeing his wife till 6 p.m.
Yeah, I think that if this is the deal, it's one time per year, the woman has the advantage. Because you can always find somebody. I think it's tough for a dude, unless a guy's got game, which of course I don't. So if this were my world, I would fail at this miserably. It would be like, no, it's always a close relationship with me because nobody wants to do anything with me.
It'd be 11:59 on December 31st, and you're just like, what am I going to do?
I got nothing.
I have a minute left, and I only need 15 seconds, though.
Yeah, somebody. I'm that guy screaming on the sidewalk. I got 15 seconds left. I don't care who it is. Is it a chipmunk? Somebody help me.
Whoa. Stay away from Henry Hoover.
Yeah, Henry Hoover, get over here. You're my last hope.
No,
you're my last
away.
hope, Henry Hoover. Yeah, oh, man. All right, well, and of course, Danny says yes because he wants you to get fired, so just remember that. We got a big question we have to answer beyond this, and this is an important one. What do Ryan Castle and Baby Yoda have in common? I'm going to tell you at 9:50 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW. And now, the Ryan Castle question of the day.
What do Ryan Castle and Baby Yoda have in common?
Popular with bounty hunters?
Yeah, that's true.
I haven't watched it, so I'm making guesses here.
You didn't do too bad.
All right.
One texter said,
I know just enough.
One texter said, Vicky has each one as a pillow.
Yeah, Ryan Castle is a pillow. Yeah. I didn't know. I had no idea.
They both grow goo. I don't know what that means.
Oh, wow. That is. I don't think I want to explore that. Yeah. Grogu
goo. Never mind. Yes, I do.
Grogu is Grogu is the name of the little guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So Hey, the director of the movie Gremlins, guess what he says? He says the design for Baby Yoda from The Mandalorian, or Grogu, was stolen from Gizmo of Gremlins. There you go. He's not bitter. He's going to throw that out there.
Well, I think you could probably say that the Gremlin design was stolen from the original Yoda.
Oh, way to tick. Yeah, Joe Dante says that Baby Yoda was completely stolen. Is just out and out copied. Yeah.
See, I didn't believe him until I looked at them side by side, and now I kind of can't unsee it. But I still don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't believe him either. So, yeah, and I
believe he wants
Ryan.
some money.
That's what he wants.
I believe that.
And I believe Ryan Castle just wants you to listen to a 12-pack, and that's next.
BJ and Migs play of the day.
Whatever jail time you get, when you get out, get a job, you got to pay that person for, just causing the problem. Just because I think that will prevent that from happening. Some people go, you know what, it's not worth me just exposing myself. I don't want to lose the money. Even $200, I mean, I can wash that away with a good bottle of something.
I want more than
bucks.
that.
You walked in on two people docking, got nothing. Take what you can get, buddy.
If you gave me $1,000, I would be more than happy to have that thought in my head.
Right. We know your price.
Yeah.
All right.
A G.
Yeah, a G is what it takes
to see a D.
BJ and Migs mornings on The Rock 99.9 KISW.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. Can I leave things off of a bankruptcy, like my car?
You have to list all of your assets and creditors when you file bankruptcy. So you would have to tell the court and the trustee that you have the car or that you have a car loan. You could say that I want to keep my car and continue to make my payments on the car. But the court will need to know that you have a car and that you may have a payment on the car. So by leaving it off the bankruptcy, if you mean that you cannot disclose it to the court, the answer to that is no, you must disclose it. However, that does not mean that you'll lose those assets. You'll be able to keep things like a car and a house in almost all cases, but you must disclose them to the court. But you'll need to continue to make payments on a house or a car that you intend to keep.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Pipes, camera, action. When Jones Plumbing started to back up, she knew she had a big problem. That's when she called Spartan Plumbing. They arrived on time and showed her a dirty movie of her sewer. Spartan Plumbing knew what had to be done, explained everything, and worked tirelessly to clear the clog. For all your plumbing needs, call Spartan Plumbing, 253-306-0309 or SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Free dirty movies with sewer inspection. Winter is rapidly approaching, so prepare now. Your outdoor and crawl space pipes are susceptible to freezing temperatures, cracks, and bursts. That could leave you with thousands in repairs or irreparable damage. At Spartan Plumbing, our experts ask the right questions, giving honest and knowledgeable answers, and making sure we're recommending the right solution for your unique system before disaster strikes. Call Spartan for your consultation today, 253-306-0309, or visit SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Spartan Plumbing, repaired right the first time. Pipes, camera, action. When Jones Plumbing started to back up, she knew she had a big problem. That's when she called Spartan Plumbing. They arrived on time and showed her a dirty movie of her sewer. Spartan Plumbing knew what had to be done, explained everything, and worked tirelessly to clear the clog. For all your plumbing needs, call Spartan Plumbing, 253-306-0309 or SpartanPlumbingInc.com. Free dirty movies with sewer inspection.